Under the same roof, we share the love. Embracing the differences like hand in glove. Spreading peace and joy, it's a beautiful sight. Together we shine in each other's light. United we stand in love's pure might. Watching the world share in love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday. We've had quite the week, and I'm happy to let you guys know we have an amazing guest that's going to be covering this very important topic with me today. In fact, he's one of my brothers. We covered Sean Diddy Combs' trial together. We pretty much understand how we work together, and we come up with solid information, and we try to protect that information because it's very valuable for people to maintain some level of integrity when you actually go to the courtroom and you come back and people are depending on you to tell them what you saw and heard. Today I have with me Ratchet TV. He's going to be joining me. I want you guys to give him a warm welcome. I also want you to go and support him. He covers a lot of important matters, especially when it comes to court and crime, and he's big time in his own right, and it's so amazing to have him here today. Welcome on Ratchet TV. How are you?
What's going on, Mel? Salute to watching the world, man. Salute.
Yes, sir. It's good to have you here today, man. This is a big moment. You know, I enjoyed covering these cases with you.
Yeah, this is our first time actually doing a show together, man. I appreciate you for inviting me, man.
Yeah, we're elevating. That's awesome. So, Ratchet, could you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself before we get started?
I'm Ratchet TV, the Hood's journalist, and I cover a lot of topics from court cases to missing cases, black women. You know, just here to get justice. That's what we're about on my channel is bringing justice and the truth and the facts.
Okay, so Ratchet, as you know, I was in the courtroom for all of the prosecution's witnesses in regards to Karmelo Anthony's case. I actually saw you out in the parking lot, right?
Yeah. We met each other out there again from the Diddy trial to the Karmelo trial.
All right, and many more to come. So today we're going to actually break down bit by bit all of this particular hoorah surrounding the case. But we're going to start off. I want you guys to actually hear what the mainstream media is actually saying about the case. Let's get to it.
A judge releasing evidence from the murder trial against Texas teen Karmelo Anthony, showing the moments Anthony was taken into custody after stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf.
Chanley Painter joins us with more details on this very tragic situation. Chanley.
Hey, guys, it really is. The judge saying he wanted to provide transparency by releasing the trial evidence, including video and photos, showing the moments both before and after Karmelo Anthony fatally stabbed Austin Metcalf with a knife last year during a high school track meet in Frisco.
Ratchet, what do you think about transparency? You think we have transparency now?
As far as this case is concerned?
Yes.
I'm going to be honest, not really, because I feel like a lot of people don't want to hear. They want to hear what they want to hear.
Right.
I think it's transparent as far as people begged for this, and then when they got it, they didn't want it anymore.
Right.
That makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I experienced that too. Okay, let's get back to it here.
Texas. This body camera video shows Anthony moments after he was taken into custody. Both he and Metcalf were 17 years old at the time. Anthony claimed he stabbed Metcalf in self-defense. Here's audio of him giving his side of the story.
The alleged suspect.
So in court, we heard the testimony where Karmelo basically, when the officer said, I have the alleged suspect, he says, I'm not alleged, I did it. Do you think that made a big difference with this case, Reg?
Yeah, because what's the first thing they always tell you when what they're supposed to tell you when they arrest you? Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Okay,
I
very
think
good.
they used his own words to kind of sum up the story for him, and they were able to tell the story for him. I mean, he made a few statements that I don't think he should have made.
Okay, thank you. Let's get back to it.
Okay. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
Ratchet, you notice he's saying he put his hands on me. I told him not to.
And
Any thoughts about that as far as multiple people jumping on him, or you have any thoughts?
yeah, because everyone kept saying he got jumped, and I would think that in this moment, if he's making statements, he would have probably been like, they put their hands on me, they jumped me, they did something to me. He kept saying he. He said it multiple times, not just once. Whenever he was going to him on the fence, he kept saying he. Then when he got to him, he said he, and he kept saying he, not they. So we gotta pay attention to that.
Thank you.
This photo of the Ozark Trail multi-tool knife that prosecutors say Anthony fatally used.
So, Ratchet, over the week, I've been telling people about this multi-purpose tool, but also that was framed by the defense. But the prosecution in court called this a knife. Some of these channels started to show fingernail clippers and all sorts of things. And I'm like, man, I try to put out the real truth. And I showed the actual photo very similar to this. And I told people the blade on the actual knife that I saw in court, or the multi-purpose tool, was much wider. Why do you think we're having a big debate about a multi-purpose tool or a knife?
I've been having the same debate. I actually put this out on my Instagram and Facebook, and I showed it on YouTube too as well. And everybody, it's a tool, Ratchet. It's not a knife. I'm like, bro, what are we looking at right here? Like, I don't even see how we're arguing about this. That is a knife. No matter what else is on it, that's a knife.
Okay. All right.
I mean, don't you believe that's a knife?
Yeah, that's a knife. And if somebody brings that to you, you're in a world of trouble. That's just simple life, right?
Yeah.
But you know, when you try to spin the narrative that it's just a multi-purpose tool, as a journalist, I'm pretty sure you could speak on how the people will start to lose faith in you when you try to play things down that the court is actually seeing as a real deal. Would you say?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
To fatally stab Metcalf is part of the trial exhibits that jurors saw during the murder trial. And audio from the 911 calls to police following the deadly stabbing were also made public. Listen.
Frisco 911, what is the location of the emergency?
Hi, we're at Kuykendall Stadium. My friend just got stabbed.
Okay, do you know who stabbed him?
We have no clue. He was sitting in our tent, but you need to send an ambulance right now.
They're on the way, okay? Give me a description of the person that stabbed him.
He was wearing a gray Essentials hoodie.
And this surveillance video shows Anthony fleeing the tent where he stabbed Metcalf. A jury found the now 19-year-old guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced him to 35 years in prison. The judge saying, quote, I understood.
All right, so that gives us an idea of what really happened. This is what the mainstream media has to say about it. I want to show you the clearest video that I could find. And before we get into the 15-minute video I'm gonna walk you through it with the testimony from court. Are you okay with that, Ratchet?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with this clear video just so we can see what's happening under the tent for just a few seconds. Then we're gonna look at the entire video and cover everything in the 15 minutes. Okay, let's get to it. All right, so here's the...
Hold on.
So if you look down at the bottom, we can't really blow it up here, but you're going to be able to see where Austin stands up and he pushed him back. And you really don't see anybody moving until after the rock is back. So you're going to see Austin push him clearly. This is the clearest video I could find. It defines it nicely.
If somebody is shooting the victim, they need to be over there.
You see that?
Mel, have you seen the zoomed in video?
Yeah, I covered that yesterday. We're going to go through that too.
Okay.
The zoomed in one is going to be great too. But in this one, it's so clear. You could just see Austin distinctly go to him. And as the boy in court said, he hit him with a football move. He called it a lineman's drill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll play the zoomed in one too, but I just want to play this one more time.
Hold on.
So right there, you can see clearly where Austin is pushing. And this is what they pointed out in court. The subject goes to the right, and then he comes back to the left. What do you think about it, Ratchet? What's your interpretation?
What's the question again?
What's your interpretation? What do you see under the tent? What's your interpretation of it?
Well, they appear to all just be sitting down. I'm guessing with that they're having a verbal altercation at this point. But if you when you zoom in, you see Austin is sitting next to Carmelo, and Hunter is sitting next to Austin. So Hunter is not even in the picture. Hunter gets up, he walks behind Austin, and then goes back and sits down next to Austin. So for the people who kept saying that Hunter was the one who hit him and did it, Hunter never touched him from what I seen, because I want to send you a link to the zoomed in video that I got as well. But you said you covered it. But if you look at the video, Hunter is sitting next to Austin to the complete left, and Carmelo is to the right. So Hunter never touched him. Austin pushed him, and immediately, like it happened simultaneously. As soon as Austin put his hands on him, Carmelo stabbed him and ran.
Right. But you don't really see people start scattering. I think Tion said, he testified in court, that once this strike happened, also Jason, that's when everybody starts to scatter. And that's where it looks like maybe there's a lot of movement, but you could already see that Carmelo has cleared the tent and he's basically about 3 or 4 bleachers up. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, because I don't believe that anybody else ever touched Carmelo. Because remember, they were saying that he got put in a headlock, he was beat up and bruised, and 4 people jumped him. You clearly, come on, bro, you clearly do not see any of that happen in that video.
Right, right. According to the courtroom testimony, Carmelo never stood up until after Austin was struck or stabbed, or whatever way you want to put it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna actually show everybody the timeline in accordance with the court. So we're gonna go to that now. But I just wanted to. This is the clearest video from the long distance shot that I could find, where you could actually see clearly it's Austin, one person, going over to Carmelo. I'm gonna now show you the whole video, and we'll get a chance to see pretty much, the whole shot here. So now this is the 4K video shot. You could actually see the entire arena, at least half of it, but you get to see what the layout is like. So we're going to start it. You're going to see Austin, Hunter, and 4 other boys walking back. According to Hunter's testimony, they were coming back from a middle school. So if you look across the track, you'll see them start. They're coming from the opposite side of that brick building over there. Okay, so there we have it. And Ratchet, anytime you want to chime in, feel free to go for it. You can see one of them have on a pretty much like a bluish purple type of sweater on. They're walking on the track. And according to the coach, they were just walking back because they all have to do their runs. They have to do all sorts of things that day. And they were supposed to be under the tent. And that was a key reason as to why Austin was kicked off the team, is because when they were supposed to be under the tent at times and he was supposed to be doing his school work, he was out. They would be in the bus sometimes and, just hanging out or whatever. So the coach kicked him off the team. The day of the event, the coach text, we actually saw in court the text string. Coach Starr says, "Son, I need you to be a leader." And so under questioning, you start to realize he's asking him to step up his game and be more responsible. So here's the tent. I want you guys to focus. You see the tent? The tent is empty at this point. Okay? You have to note that. Now watch these guys. This is the twins and 4 other boys. They're just going to go and sit under the tent. Now here's a key part. From what I understand, let me just go back a little bit and look at the tent here. Okay. If you look at the tent, you can see some darkness in the top right corner. There's a group of individuals, and I'm not here to judge them in any way, but some of them said that, you see how the tent is empty? The lady that worked there, they claim allegedly, I think, I won't say her name, but she would tell them, look, that's Karmelo sitting there in the corner, right? So that puts people in the frame of mind that Karmelo is already in the tent when they arrive. According to the testimony of many of these people, they said these boys are walking back to the tent with intent, right? And that they circle Karmelo, and in 20 seconds they're going to start beating him. This is what these individuals said they saw previously. But I'm going to show you right now that these boys are going to go and sit under the tent. Before I do that, I just want to tell you guys the timeline from the court. And you could also go to Neek at Night. She breaks it down on the Thursday night. In her notes, she breaks it down exactly to my notes, right? But anyway, at 9:54, Austin and the boys arrive. That's what we're going to see right now. 2 minutes later, Karmelo arrives at 9:56. So Karmelo is not under the tent. And I'm going to show you guys when Karmelo arrives under the tent. This is why people are so confused, because they're going off of what people who were not even in court are saying, and they think that Karmelo is already in the tent. I'm going to show you when he arrives. At 10 o'clock and 48 seconds, the fight begins. At 10 o'clock and 53 seconds, 5 seconds later, they said the suspect was running. That's what they said in court. And this is what you're going to see in the video. So this is what I want to frame it. And I'm sorry, Ratchet, I'm going to bring you in. I know I'm going in here.
No,
But
go ahead, cook. I'm liking the way you cooking. Go ahead.
okay, so I want everybody, because every morning I wake up and I go through these comments, I see all of these arguments, okay? But I'm going to give it to you very clear here. At 9:54, Austin arrives. 2 minutes later, I'm about to show you the moment when Karmelo arrives and exactly where he sits down at. You could see it. They showed us in court, okay? It says at 10 o'clock. So after Karmelo arrives, 4 minutes is going to go by, according to the courtroom testimony. And then you're going to see the fight break out. So pay attention. We're going to actually be able to see this all develop just the way I'm telling you. So keep in mind, the guys are going to arrive, the twins, right? 2 minutes later, I'm going to show you right to the moment Karmelo arrives under the tent. We got to stop saying he was already under the tent. That's false. 4 minutes later, we're going to sit through it, these 4 minutes, and then you're going to see the fight starts. This is what I've been saying all week. So let's get to it. Check it out. So they're going to go into the tent. Let's see. I think I have to go back. I may have. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there they go. And I'm going to show you them going under the tent. You see the tent is empty, and you see the blob back there. They were telling them that was Karmelo. So here are the twins. They're arriving at the tent. Okay. And I'm going to show you 2 minutes from now, Karmelo is going to arrive, just like we learned in court. And Ratchet, you can tell them how it works in court. They break down the timeline.
Facts, they do.
Okay,
And,
see, I'm sorry.
Another thing is everyone's testimony coincides with exactly what we're looking at. Everyone, I have everyone's I have the full police report, and everyone's testimony coincides with exactly what we're looking at.
Okay, so now the 6 boys they're sitting under the tent. Now let me stop. 20 seconds has gone by. According to what other people were saying, we should see a fight right now. It's been about 20 seconds, but let's give it some more time. But forget that, because that's not true. Okay. But in 2 minutes, we're going to see Karmelo arrive under the tent. I want you guys to notice that yellow tent and watch the gap. You're going to see Karmelo walk in with his backpack and sit down. We have to wait the 2 minutes. Okay. He was not under the tent when the boys arrived from the middle school. I'm going to show you that. And I know some people don't want to believe it, but I can't change your mind. Some people just want to, stay where they want to stay at. I get that. You're going to clearly see Karmelo walk in and sit down in this gap. And then we're going to wait another 4 minutes, and then they're going to start fighting. You're going to see Austin attack him. So keep your eyes on this gap right under the right half of the tent. But you're actually going to start seeing Karmelo when he actually walks. He doesn't even sit under the tent. He sits on the back row just beyond the tent. He was still being rained on. So that argument about him even being under the tent, it was in court. We learned he was never under the tent. Partially maybe his feet, if he had his feet on the row in front of him. Okay, he's about to walk in. Pay attention. Watch Karmelo walk and sit down. And here we go. Here's Karmelo. Look, he sits right down in that gap. That's him right there. You see that? That's Karmelo sitting down in the gap. Notice when Austin attacks, he goes right to that spot. Okay, so this is Karmelo arriving 2 minutes later. You actually see him when he finally sits down.
Yeah, because a lot of people kept saying, I want to see him when he sits down. He's right there.
Right. So check it out. Now they're in the tent, and the guys are saying that Karmelo at some point, they try to say, and I want to tie this into Hunter, because Hunter says he's sitting under the tent. In fact, we should play Hunter. I'm going to play Hunter later and tie it back in. But now I want you guys to start another clock. Already we refuted the individuals that said that 4 guys, including Austin and Hunter, walked up to the tent. 20 minutes later, they start beating Karmelo. I just showed you Karmelo wasn't under the tent. He arrived 2 minutes later. Could you speak on it a little bit, what I've showed you so far, Ratchet?
Yeah, I just think a lot of people are confused, and they don't want these facts because clearly you see Karmelo walk up. Clearly you see Karmelo sit down. Clearly you see him. He's sitting next to Austin. Next to Austin, if you look to the left, that's where Hunter is sitting. Hunter gets up. Hunter grabs something or does something behind Austin, and then Hunter goes back and sits down. And that's it. As soon as Hunter sits down, I'm guessing that Karmelo and Austin are having a verbal altercation. Next thing you know, Austin gets up and lunges at him and immediately gets stabbed.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much for that. So, guys, now Karmelo has just arrived, okay? I know a lot of people don't want to accept it, but this is court testimony. When you get the transcripts, which are coming, you'll have a chance to compare these notes, and you're going to hopefully you remember what I'm telling you. Now we're going to start another clock, okay? We've already refuted the 4 guys walking up, surrounding Karmelo. Have you guys seen a fight yet? We've gone 2 minutes, and you haven't seen a fight since Austin and Hunter arrived. So that should tell you something right here. Somebody's facts are off, okay? Now, watch this. We're going to wait 4 minutes while they're talking and arguing and just doing the boys' banter, and then you're going to see the fight happen. So let's start the clock. So we have to wait for we were actually sitting in court, like waiting for this fight to start. And I was like, you see people walking by. Okay. So at this point, all the subjects are in the tent. And you can see they're sitting down. You don't see a lot of movement. You're going to see some people get up, walk away. You'll see a girl walk up. Her brother testified. She has on a yellow poncho. You see these people in the field. 4 minutes is going to go by. You see people moving around. The boy Chris said he had traded seats with Eddie so Eddie could sit closer to Karmelo. I think I kind of could see that happening. Okay.
So that would be Eddie to the right of Karmelo.
Yes, Eddie is to the right of Karmelo. And Eddie says that when Austin goes to hit Karmelo, he knocks Eddie down. That's the guy that he knocks him out the way. So that's the commotion you see as he hits Karmelo with this tackle.
Thank you for clearing it up, because people kept saying the person next to him was Hunter, and and that Hunter attacked him from behind, but he knocked him down. Thank you for clearing it up.
Hunter tells you, listen, we got 4 minutes to talk, right? Because I'm showing you it takes 4 minutes for the fight to start, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hunter says he's sitting there, And he says this strange boy walks up and he's talking, and I told him to get out of here or whatever. And he says Austin ran to him and grabbed his backpack. And I'm going to explain to you that whole breakdown later. But Hunter, most of the people testified Hunter was sitting right in front of Karmelo.
That's a lie.
Okay, that's what they were saying in court. I'm just giving courtroom testimony.
Yeah.
Yep. So, okay, so the girl walks up. That's a trigger there.
And that's the
Okay.
punch we're talking about.
Yeah, her mother, I believe, was the pediatrician. She was the sister to one of the guys that testified. The mother was the pediatrician for the twins. She was so devastated she couldn't come to court and testify. Now you're going to see these people. They're going to start walking by the tent. See, we're probably at 3 minutes or so. We're sitting here still waiting. This is what we were doing in court. We're sitting waiting for a fight to happen long after the twins arrive, and then 2 minutes later, Karmelo, and now we're waiting on this fight. Okay. You're going to see 4 boys walking by, and I think that's what confused people, because I can't understand where they got the 4 boys from, because 6 boys actually went into the tent when Austin did. There was 6 of them that walked in. But anyway, you're going to see these 4 guys walk by, but they're just walking past the tent. You could clearly see that. Watch this. You've seen people walk past the tent for so long, right? You never see them walking into the tent like the rest of these guys did. Now, this is where you're going to see Austin get up and tackle Karmelo. Right here. Boom. And he pushed back or whatever he does, and then Karmelo is out of there. You see that? And then he proceeds to run down. He's going to fall at the base of the stairs or the bleachers. Look, boom. And then 3 guys follow him. Nathan says he stopped when he heard Austin scream, because everybody said Austin scream. And then he, instead of chasing Karmelo, he went back to check on his friend Austin. You have any comments you want to talk about? I'm going to go back to the tent one last time here. Ratchet. Ratchet, you there?
My fault. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Any comments on what you've seen, happening under the tent and the attack at this point?
No, I mean, I'm completely agreeing with you on it. I mean, you got a great timeline of events and how it took place, and that's exactly what I see.
Now, when I covered Diddy case, was I one of the people out there just putting out crazy stories that you had to talk to or whatever?
No, because we was in that courtroom every day, and me and you were 2 of the few people who actually put out the truth in that case.
Okay. All right. So you don't have a problem. You see how I move. Okay. So, all right. Now I'm going to break down what happens afterwards. But I think okay. So I went all the way back. Right here. He attacks him. Boom.
And where do you see Hunter in this?
What's that?
Can you show them where Hunter is at this whole time while they're, because people really want to clear up where was Hunter, because everyone keeps saying Hunter struck first.
No, Hunter was sitting in front of Karmelo. If Hunter had hit him first, then Karmelo would have said, I told Hunter not to hit me. He doesn't. He strictly talks about Austin.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Hunter is sitting in front of him. There were different testimonies in court as to what each person did. One person said that basically Hunter, when he saw Austin tackle Karmelo, he stood up. Okay. That's what I have it in my notes. I could tell you exactly who said that. But for the most part, they said that Hunter was sitting down throughout the whole deal. He was the first one to verbally start it, but Austin was the one that finished it, or at least tried to. All right. So here's okay. So you're gonna see. Okay, so I got to go back just a little bit more. Okay, so you're gonna see Austin come up a few bleachers and tackle him. See, you can see the distinct movement of Austin. He's a big guy. You see Karmelo when he goes back. You see the opening, how clear it is around him. There's no one shoulder to shoulder with him. You could actually see him go back. He doesn't hit anyone, right? Hunter, according to the courtroom testimony, was right in front of Karmelo, who you saw get pushed back. Now, Ratchet, you remember I showed you where Karmelo came and sat down at?
Mm-hmm.
Is this where you see Austin going to hit someone?
Mm-hmm.
So you see how it all jives together. That's when when Karmelo walked in, and you see the same location where he's getting struck, right?
Yep.
Now notice how fast he gets up out of the tent. You can't even really see in the details, right?
Nope.
He runs. Some people say they see him crawling backwards or something like that. The way this is set up, you can't really see in the details. The video I showed earlier is clearer, but even in that, it's the same framework. So I'll give you the layout of how it turns out afterward. He runs down, he falls. 3 guys chase him. Okay. One turned back, that was Nathan, according to his testimony. Hunter started too, but when he learned that Austin was injured, he stopped. Okay, so the boys said that Karmelo tries to blend in with the crowd. I think this is what they're talking about when he stops running and he tries to pretend like, he's just there. So he runs. Now, the first testimony we get from someone that made contact with Karmelo after he struck, and now also, too, you see the individuals chasing behind him?
Yes.
Nathan is actually making a 911 call, okay?
And he's pointing at him like they're trying to get him to stop, but people lied and said that they were chasing him to beat him up.
Right. Now, check this out. The female coach, her name was, I believe, is Tiffany or Stephanie. I think it's Tiffany. She says that, I'll get her accurate name. She said that she was able to stop Karmelo with one hand. Now, she said she handed Karmelo over to a big black coach by the name of, I think his name is Hooding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he says that he put his arm around Karmelo and was walking with him and say, "Son, what did you do?" And that's when he tells the coach, "I told him not to hit me," right? Not them. He says, "I told him not to hit me." So it's all consistent with one person. He says that he got distracted for a minute, and he says that he went to do something. He came right back. Karmelo never tried to run. He came back and he put his arm around Karmelo again. And that's when he told him, he says, "Son, you ruin your life forever if this young man dies." Karmelo says, "Oh, he's not going to die." And that's when he broke down. And when he realized that he may have taken his life, he breaks down. And the coach says he embraced Karmelo. So now we're going to see all of this unfold. And this is what I told you guys for over a week now. So let's just see it all come into play. You see the female, she'll be lagging in the back. Right there. You see the little short lady in the back?
Mm-hmm.
You see her running? She's
Yep.
short. She guys don't look like white sneakers or something. You see the black figure beside Karmelo?
Yeah.
That's the big black, or I shouldn't say it that way, coach, but he's 6'2", 240 pounds.
And he
You
got his
can see
arm around him.
you see his arm around him, right?
His left arm is around Karmelo.
He's gonna walk away from him. This is his testimony. I'm in court. See, Karmelo doesn't run. He says he comes back and he grabs Karmelo around the shoulder again. Watch this. That's exactly what he does. Now he tells him, "Son, you ruin your life forever." And look, Carmelo jumps up. He's crying. And then they're going to embrace. And then Carmelo's going to put his arm around him. All this we heard in court. I don't know why people have a hard time figuring this out. You see that?
Yep.
This is all.
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, his name was Vincent Hooper. I'm sorry. His last name is Hooper, not Holding. Vincent Hooper. He's going to now give him, now it's 10:05, and he's going to hand him off to the police officer. And that's where we're going to go to the body cam next. And we're going to hear. Now, I want you guys to pay attention. He's going to hand Karmelo to this police officer that arrives at 10:05. Some people are saying it took 10 minutes for the police to arrive.
They were already there.
If you go to the report, the police was there in 4 minutes on scene, because there's police in the vicinity, obviously. Okay, so watch this.
Who was that?
What's that?
Was that Cortez?
Cortez. You're gonna see him now. Hand him off to Cortez, and we're gonna go to the body cam, and we're gonna hear everything that Karmelo is saying. He doesn't say he's jumped. Actually, Ratchet, I'd rather you talk about it, because I think I've talked about that enough. So here's the officer. You're going to see him come up. He's going to be beyond that gate.
And he did say there was a chain link fence that separated him from the suspect, and he gave the suspect instructions to keep his hands up in the air. During that time, the suspect said verbally out loud, "I was protecting myself." And it should be noted that I had not questioned him about the incident when he made that comment. He says, I asked him if he had any weapons, and he said no, and I patted him down for weapons, and I walked along the fence, and I did not locate any on his person. So that's exactly, and he said he instructed him to walk along the fence, which he complied, towards the area where there was an opening in the fence that led off the track. While walking him off the track, the suspect said he put his hands on me. I then detained the suspect in handcuffs, handcuffed him behind his back, and then he sat down on the ground. And that's when Officer Reese arrived on the scene.
Man, Ratchet, you know it, man. Look at here. It's awesome to do a show with you. We need to do many more shows together. Now, notice that this bit here, you're going to see Karmelo. He's so distraught that he's going to go down on his knees. Check this out.
So everything we're talking about and showing you is exactly what's in the police.
Right there. Yeah, right there. It all lines up, man. People want to make it all seem like it's, man, I don't want to talk about that anymore, Ratchet. I'll let you.
Yeah, and then people are saying the video is doctored. This is an edited video. But everything is on the timeline. If you look at exactly what the timestamps are, it clearly shows you exactly what's happening at each time. Every officer has an account on the timeline, and it all aligns. Everything that they said aligns. All the witnesses, all of the officers, everything that people said aligned. And even the adults, it wasn't just the kids, the adults all had the same account. The track coaches, the witnesses that were on the stands, all of the adults who were there all said the same exact thing. Everyone said the same thing.
Those people are actually hugging him. Look at that. Yeah. He's crying, and these are his teammates now, and they're actually there comforting him. He's getting hugs. He's crying. He's on the ground, and all the stuff that's happening. You're going to see the officer come up shortly, Officer Cortez. He's going to be beyond that gate.
Yeah, the video is not edited.
Yeah, I mean, the timing is lining right up. I mean, we have to wait to 10:05 when this happens, So they're bringing him to the gate. There's the officer right there. Cortez is going to grab him by the arm, right? Tell him about the Ratchet.
Yep, he did. He definitely grabbed him by the arm and walked him along the chain link fence until he saw an opening, while he told him to have his hands in the air, and he complied. And then that's when he started telling them, I was protecting myself. And then he starts walking with him, and then he ends up saying he put his hands on me. I told him not to put his hands on me.
Talk about it. That's right.
So everything in the police report aligns with everything we're watching, bro. Like it's not hard to figure out. This is exactly what they say it is.
Speak on it.
So, and you see him right there. He has his hands in the air. That's when he's complying. And then when you go into the body cam footage, he's telling them, I told him not to put his hands on me. I told him. And that's whenever the second officer arrives on the scene. And then she walks him to her patrol car. And that's Reese, R-I-C-C-I. I think that's how you say it, Reese.
He's a bad man. He's a bad man. Keep on, Ratchet, man. You preaching. Go ahead, brother.
So that's when he said, I was protecting myself. And he said he did not question him. He didn't locate any weapons on him. He said, while the suspect sat on the ground, I advised him that he was the alleged suspect. And I know he said, I advised them that I had the alleged suspect. And the suspect responds, I'm not alleged. I did it.
I did it.
That's when Officer Reese and him walked to the patrol car, and they walked up to Reese's vehicle, which was on the northeast gate of the stadium. As we were walking to the squad car, the suspect was emotional and he said he put his hands on me. I told him not to. I did not question the suspect about the incident while he was escorted to the vehicle. I searched his
Bad
person
man.
once again, and I had him sit in the back seat area, driver's side of the patrol car.
In the back seat.
While the
That's
suspect
right.
was in the back seat, I noticed fresh blood on his middle finger, and I verbally acknowledged that I saw blood out loud so that it would be captured on my body camera. Boom.
All right, man, you're a bad man. See, everything is lining up. Have you seen anything off kilter?
No, nothing that says doctored, nothing that says lying. Everyone's statements line up with the exact time they said it happened.
Yeah. Do you believe what these people are saying? Is it evident to you today after I'm showing you on the video and according, you obviously went through all the notes. Was Karmelo in the tent when the guys arrived, or did he arrive later?
He arrived later.
Yeah, 2 minutes later. So that whole narrative about them going into the tent, surrounding him, you can't surround a guy that's not there. And I showed you guys in this video. I hope you go back and really unpack it. So now we're going to go to the body cam video. Ratchet already broke it down so nicely, but we're going to get to it again and watch it. Let's check it out, guys.
And I'm just protecting myself. If somebody is shooting the victim, they need to be over there.
North end under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443.
Okay, so I want to show you this here, Ratchet, before we get going. I came back and I told everybody that follows this channel, Watching the World, right?
Mm-hmm.
I says, when I was in court, I noticed that the body cam for the Officer Cortez, the date that this happened was April the 2nd, 2025. But I said his body cam said February the 10th, 2016. People didn't really believe it. But look at his body cam. What do you see, Ratchet?
10,
Dispatch
2016.
443. I got the suspects, and they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on north.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's February the 10th, 2016. That's just a note that I took because I was actually paying attention in court. And it makes you wonder, why is the body cam video off by 10 years, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, they could explain it. We've seen it in other cases too, but it's just something that I, noted. Here we go.
End of the stadium. All right. Any weapons on you like that? I'll look here.
Okay, Ratchet, what's happening here?
This is whenever he said he walked him along that chain link fence, and he actually got in touch with him, and then he started walking him over to the squad car, and that's when Allison Reese pulls up, and they walked him over there. Walking along the chain link fence, like he said.
Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Over here.
And he said he told him to put his hands behind his back, and that's exactly what's going on.
Man, Ratchet, you're better than I even knew, brother. Man, it's a bad man.
Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now, detained.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained in handcuffs.
Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are...
Okay, Harlem, New York, okay? I got to address this. So you say, have you watched the entire video? It says, so in all actuality, he was sitting under the tent, so he was approached for no reason. Okay. I want to answer your question because you're a New Yorker. For the most part, he was just what you're saying. So you're right on the point. Thank you. Shout out to my New Yorker, all right? Okay, let's get back to it.
Clear to come in. Have him come to the northeast entrance. That's going to be a gate that's wide open there.
What's happening here, Ratchet?
This is the part where he said he told him to sit on the ground, and he instructed them. After he told him and he complied, that's when he said he walked towards the area of the fence. He handcuffed him behind his back and had him sit on the ground. Officer Reese arrived on the scene at this time. So this is when Allison Reese pulls up. And then he said he conducted a pat down of his person and searched the person and gave him, and after Karmelo gave him consent, and no weapons were located. And while the suspect was on the ground, he advised that he had the alleged suspect, and that's when he said, "I'm not alleged, I did it."
Man, go ahead,
And
brother.
you come to the victim from there. This is the alleged suspect.
What happened there?
So that I have the alleged suspect. He said, "I'm him. I'm not alleged. I did it."
All right. You see that, guys? Ratchet is breaking it down for you.
Okay. We'll figure that out in a minute.
What do you see happening here, Ratchet?
That's when he said he patted him down to make sure he didn't have any weapons, and then Karmelo complied, and he didn't find any weapons on him.
Okay, Ratchet, I came back this week and I told the watchers, I said he had on a gray hoodie. He had on some blue type jogging pants and some black and white Nikes that look like, I guess, what the kids call as Chucks. So let's check it out. What do you see, Ratchet?
He got the Chucks on. He got the blue sweatpants on. He got the gray hooded sweatshirt on. You was on point.
I write these things down. I even said the officer had on a wedding ring. All right, check it out.
Nothing on your person at all.
Mel is a beast.
Pockets and stuff and all that. Nothing.
Say that again. Tell him, man.
Boy, Mel is a fucking beast. Let's go, man.
Tell him all about it.
Oh, Mel do his best work, man. I rock with Mel.
All right. And tell him where you're from, man.
I'm from Dallas, Texas area, DFW. But yeah, I'm in Texas, man. But yeah, me and Mel met in New York in the Diddy trial, and I can tell you, Mel, I've never caught Mel in one lie. Mel he's very on point, and he's very tedious with his facts. He's strategic, and he writes everything down.
That's right.
So when he telling you something, he ain't lying. I tell you that that's facts. I don't rock with no liars.
All right, thank you, brother.
Stamina? No, sir. Okay.
I'm going to be out with Crazy.
I'm gonna get a little personal there, okay? Just to make sure.
My car's right there.
Okay.
You want me to get up now?
Yeah. All right.
What's happening now, Ratchet?
This is when Officer Reese pulled up, and she told him. I mean, that's when she pulled up, and then they were walking her to his squad car, because remember, he had to come from across the street. So his patrol car wasn't over there, but she pulled up in her patrol car, which I think was 2412, if I'm not mistaken, and they had to walk over to her police car.
Man, you're a bad man. You have all the details. You even know the number of the car. My God, here we go.
The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there.
Oh, that's her. That's the female officer.
That'll be Allison Reese.
Man, nobody's covering this case like us, man. We might as well go ahead and say it. You know what I mean? It's serious business.
We're running this case, man. Let's go. Yeah, it was 2412. Vehicle 2412. Yep.
That's right. We're running.
My people over here right now, Mel.
What's that?
I'm bringing my crowd over here too.
Oh, okay. Man, I wish they could have caught it all. They missed. We'll go back and, if you want to, and hit the main points for them, all right?
I bet.
We need to dispel a lot of these rumors. All right, thank you.
Okay. Medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
Or we could do the show on your channel and I'll come over just so they can get the full load, you know what I mean? All right, so okay.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands.
Did he say what's going on here, Ratchet?
He said, I told him not to put his hands on me. And that's whenever Reese said she walked to the entrance of the track and she approached Cortez. And then that's when she said Anthony then made a spontaneous statement and said, I'm not alleged I did it. She has the same thing. And she said Cortez did the pat search of Anthony's person to ensure he didn't have any weapons and nothing on him. And then he also made another spontaneous statement whenever he just said that.
Okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit.
Over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands.
Oh, another thing, Mel, she also says he made another spontaneous. She said, while walking to my patrol vehicle, Anthony made another spontaneous statement and asked if what had happened could be considered self-defense. I replied by telling Anthony, I don't know what happened. Keep that in mind.
All right. Ratchet, can you tell them this is your backyard, brother? Talk about it, man.
Oh no, facts. Yeah, this happened in my area. You know what I'm saying? So this is, and another thing about Collin County is not a place. So people didn't understand why it was happening the way it was happening. This is a place you don't want to go to jail. Collin County is strict. I'm talking strict. This is one of the richest counties in the Metroplex. So when it's a zero tolerance on crime, you do not want to commit. You don't even want to get a traffic ticket in Collin County. They'll take you to jail for failure to ID. They don't care. They will put you in Collin County jail if you fail to ID over there. They're not playing in Collin County.
All right. So this is his backyard, folks. We have the best in the business that knows that area like nobody else. All right. Okay, let's keep moving. All right. So I had cut it during his last statement. Can you also speak on the fact that he doesn't mention a group of people attacking him? Can you just draw that out for everybody as I go back?
Yeah, never one time does he say they or them. He doesn't make any statements other than what Austin did, because it was him versus Austin. It was a one-on-one, and that was it. It was never a headlock, a 4-on-1, him getting beat up, his hair getting pulled. Remember, they say they pulled his dreads out. That never happened. None of that.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play this and then we're going to look at his wording and who he describes. Notice if he describes one person or a group of people.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
All right, Ratchet, talk to us.
That's it right there. And that to me was a statement that he just shouldn't have made, especially if you were going to go with the line of self-defense and you got jumped. Like, if you got jumped, they put their hands on me. I told them to stay away from me. You said him. So for me, that all gets thrown out the window at that point. Whenever you said him, you said he put his hands on me. I told him not to put his hands on me.
I'm from Virginia, and down south we have this phrasing old folks used to say, we heard it from the horse's mouth, right?
Yep.
It doesn't get better than that, and it's closest to the time of the event, right?
Yep.
Would you consider this as a statement testimony?
Yes. Anything you say or do can and will be used against you in the court of law. Anything you say to the police, anything.
And it's documented, right?
And notice that they can use it because there's a such thing as whenever they don't read you your Miranda rights. See, he wasn't under arrest at this point. They detained him. So you don't need to make a statement at this point because the questioning doesn't start until they read you your Miranda rights. And then they can throw out your testimony as far as what you said. They can throw that out if they arrested you without reading you your Miranda rights, and then they questioning you, and then you make statements. But they never quit. That's why they kept saying in the police reports, I never questioned him, because
Right.
so they can be able to use this body cam footage against him. If he never made a statement, they couldn't use it against him. And if they would have arrested him and not read him his Miranda rights, and he started making statements while they're questioning him, they couldn't use it. But they kept saying, I never questioned him. People got to understand the law. That's why they were able to use this against him, because he's just making statements without them ever. They're not even talking to him. They just say, "Hey, put your hands behind your back." He put his hands on me. I told him you're not supposed to just shut up at that point. Don't make no statements, because they're going to be able to use all that against you. You're not even under arrest at this point. You're detained. Then they told him just go ahead and arrest him, because he already admitted to doing it at this point. I did it. It was me. I am not alleged. I told him not to do it. So you already didn't confess to everything. So okay, well, let's go ahead and arrest you now. Then they still didn't question him because you already got your confession on tape.
And what did she call these words that came out of his mouth that they did not ask him? What do they call that in court?
Statement.
Yeah, but it's you used the term Officer Reese or whatever she used. It's some utterances,
spontaneous.
Yeah, that's it.
So he made a spontaneous statement. 2 spontaneous statements he made.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So he needed better guidance or something, but let's get back to it. Thank you, man. You're doing an awesome job.
Yes, sir.
What's happening right now? Victim is over here on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. Okay. Already? No. Already searched them. Got nothing on him.
I don't know what happened.
423. Trackers have negative CPR progress for a little bit.
Racing.
You know, that's the wrong thing.
Racing.
Did you hear that? He says, can you pull my pants up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's happening? Where are they taking him now?
That's right to vehicle 2412. There will be Allison Reese's vehicle.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry, over here or side? Up to you. It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Let me do one more little check of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't mind for reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
He ain't
So-
crying no more either.
Right. What's actually happening at this point? Can you tell us?
They're doing a second pat down just to make sure before he gets in that vehicle he don't have nothing on him. So they're patting him down again, and this is what he said. He said before they got back in Reese's vehicle, he patted him down again.
For his own safety. That's amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm wearing some little underwear. Oh yeah, but no, ma'am, I don't think so.
What's your name, man?
Karmelo Anthony, Karmelo.
Show me out.
Okay.
Rating.
Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
402, I'm on scene.
So your first name is Karmelo?
Yes, sir.
Rating.
Karmelo.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
All right. What's happening here, Ratchet?
They're putting him in the back of the cop car, getting his information, trying to identify the suspect.
Okay. Notice that he says, is he going to be okay? I want everybody to catch that, and then Ratchet, I'll have you break that down.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
You hear that?
Oh, yeah, man.
Yep.
Karmelo, see?
And that goes with what you said. He said to the coach. You know, the coach told him you just threw your whole life away, and he's not going to die. And that's what he's asking him. Is he going to be okay?
Amazing. Thank you.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man.
So he's concerned about Austin tremendously, right?
Yep.
Not as cold-blooded as they would make it seem in court, right?
Nah. Yeah. He's not cold blooded. He definitely. I don't think he meant to do it. He did it though.
Right. Has there been any other things in this video that allude to the fact that he was remorseful or concerned about what had happened?
I believe he was remorseful. I don't think he wanted this to happen. You know, I think, like I've been saying, I just think he made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? He just clearly just made a mistake that he wished he could have took back, but he did it. He admitted he did it, and everyone knows he did it.
Okay. All right. Let's keep moving.
Karmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R.
M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O. Karmelo, what's your last name?
Anthony.
A-N-T-H.
O-N-Y.
O-N-Y. Where are you in?
I'm in 12th grade.
10th grade? You go to Emerson?
No, sir.
Where do you go? Centennial. Okay.
So you want to break that down? He's in the 12th grade. Huh?
Yeah, senior in high school, man. Threw his whole life. And the coach just told him, man, if that kid dies, you just threw your whole life away.
Wow. That's something.
That's what he's thinking about. Like, is he gonna be okay? He's thinking about what I believe he's thinking about what that coach told him, bro. You just threw everything away in a matter of seconds.
Right.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud, all right? All right. Let me run this guy real quick. I haven't talked to him at all.
All right. So now we're going to move on. And I want to thank you again, Ratchet, so much, man. You are on top of your game, man. You're like Jordan playing in his prime. That's amazing.
It's like Jordan
I appreciate it.
up there, man.
Yes, sir. We could do this. So let's get to the 911 call. And again, I want you guys to pay attention. Is there any indication of a group attacking him, or is it just one person? Let's see if we could find any hints here.
Obtained new evidence from the Karmelo Anthony trial, including body camera video and a 911 call audio from the moments after Anthony stabbed 17-year-old Austin Metcalf to death. In the 911 call, you can hear bystanders trying to revive Metcalf. We want to warn you, this audio may be difficult to hear. Here's a portion.
He is laying here.
How old is he?
Starting to go unconscious.
How old is he?
High school age, so maybe 15, 16, 17.
Okay. Is he awake?
No, he's going unconscious.
Okay. Is he breathing?
Not right now.
Can you set the stage for us? What's happening here, Ratchet?
That's as soon as he was stabbed, and you said I can't remember which friend called the police, but that's when the dude chased behind him.
Nathan.
Nathan was on the phone with 911 as he chased behind him. So for the people who said he was chased by a mob and they were trying to beat him up, they were trying to stop him from running away.
Okay, very good. Let's get to it.
Breathing.
No, he's not.
He's not breathing at all?
No.
Okay, where was he stabbed at?
In his chest.
Okay, I've got some...
And I want everybody to understand at this point, I'm sitting close to his mother talking about, namely, Austin. And throughout this entire 911 video, she's crying in court. And I mean, it's loud and she's, as you would expect, but I'm just helping you to understand, this is a point where the jurors begin to cry and they're looking at the mother. They look at the attorneys and then they look at the guy who's actually in the box giving his testimony. But every time the mother, she had a high pitch. I'll never forget it. Every time she'd hit one of those, the jury, they'd all be looking. And I counted at least 5 jurors crying. And I mean, when I say crying, then I look into the audience, I saw crying. I look over to Karmelo's family, I saw crying. I'm like, everybody's crying on all different sides of this courtroom, just to give you the ambiance of what's happening.
Coming, okay? Stay on the phone with me, all right? Okay. Is the assailant still nearby?
Stay with me. Stay with me, Austin. I'm here.
Is the assailant still nearby?
Stay with me, Austin. Stay with me, Austin.
Hey,
Is he breathing?
Stay
with yes, ma'am.
Is the assailant still nearby?
Ratchet?
You could hear the friends yelling, stay with me, Austin. Everyone's panicking, trying to save his life.
Right. And you could also, in the background, you hear how they really played it up in regards to Hunter and some of the utterances that he made in regards to his brother being his best friend. And that's when the mother would really start crying, something that I think had a tremendous effect because it really brought this case home to the jurors. It was the mother's crying, all right?
Yeah.
This is the first time the public is seeing these images on your screen since cameras were not allowed in the courtroom during trial. Karmelo Anthony, who is convicted of murder. Joining us now is Randy Zellin, criminal defense.
Okay, so I have to pull up the entire 911 call. We're going to move on. I'll pull that up while we're doing something else so you can hear the entire statement. So just give me a moment to do that. We're going to move on now. And I want to show you guys, we're going to go back and listen to Hunter's statement. All right, so let's get to it.
Terrifying, gut-wrenching, incomprehensible scene in Frisco, Texas, just 20 miles north of where I sit here today. A high school track meet yesterday turned deadly. 17-year-old football star Austin Metcalf was stabbed in the heart and left to die in his twin brother's arms after a fight broke out yesterday. The suspect was allegedly told he was sitting in the wrong seat in the stands of the stadium before drawing a knife and attacking Austin. Police have yet to reveal what led up to that moment, but we do know the other student has been charged with murder. Joining me now is Austin's mother, Megan Metcalf, and his twin brother, Hunter. Megan, Hunter, thank you for being with me today. I can't imagine how difficult of a day, and I have to start with how sorry I am of what you're going through this morning, this afternoon. I think I'd like to just start, I'd love to just start with tell me about Hunter. If you could, Megan.
Okay, guys, I found that 911 video. We're going to pause this, and then I'm going to break down. I'm going to tie Hunter's statements to the court testimony, and I think it's going to help people understand more than meets the eye. So we're going to move back here. Let me 1 minute, and let's see if I can get this going here.
And another thing, while you're doing it, I can go ahead and say this. This came from Officer Taylor Wetzel. Officer Taylor Wetzel says that Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move out from under the team's tent. And Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside and proceeded to tell Austin, touch me and see what happens. No one really thought that Anthony had any weapons in his bag. Austin proceeded to touch Anthony, and Anthony told Austin to punch him and see what happens. A short time later, Austin grabbed Anthony to tell him to move, and Anthony pulled out what Blank recalled as a black knife and stabbed Austin once in the chest, then ran away. Austin began grabbing his chest and told everyone to get help. Blank advised that he did not know Anthony's name, but stated that another Memorial Track member, when they said Eddie, was friends with Anthony and he could identify Anthony. And Blank described Anthony as a black male, skinny with possible goatee, short, puffy hair, blah, blah, blah.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So now we're going to play the full 911 call that they played in court. And it was tough because, again, they let it play all the way out. And the mother, every time she heard these points, she would really break down.
Frisco 911, what is the location of the emergency?
Hi, we're at Kuykendall Stadium. My friend just got stabbed.
Okay, do you know who stabbed him?
We have no clue. He was sitting in our tent, but you need to send an ambulance right now.
They're on the way, okay? Give me a description of the person that stabbed him.
He was wearing a gray Essentials hoodie. He was black. He's standing out on the track right now.
He's standing on the track?
Yeah.
Okay.
His blue sweatpants on and John.
Does that sound like Karmelo to you, Ratchet?
Yep.
All right.
Exactly what he had on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, what did he stab your friend with?
I don't know. My friend's bleeding everywhere.
Okay. Where was he stabbed at?
I remember in court when they said he was bleeding everywhere. That's when the mother really hit a high note in the courtroom.
The chest.
Okay. And do you still see the person that stabbed him, or did he leave?
It was Austin. Austin got stabbed in the chest. I'm sorry, what did you say?
The person that stabbed him, is he still there? Do you still see him?
There's adults on him, I think. Yeah.
There's adults that are trying to keep him there?
Know who he is. Sorry, what?
The person that stabbed your friend, is he still there?
Yeah, he's still here.
Okay. And
He's with the coach.
There's a coach with him?
Yes, he's with. People got him.
Okay. Do you know if he still has the weapon on him?
No clue, but he's like he can't do nothing. He's done.
What do you mean?
He stabbed Austin Metcalf in the chest. What?
What do you mean he can't do anything? What's going on with him?
Coaches have him, he can't hurt anyone.
Okay, when you say they have him, are they physically holding him down?
No, they're just holding him, walking around.
Okay, Ratchet, you want to expound?
That's whenever you said the coach walked up to him, put his arm around him, and told him he ruined his life, and he didn't try to run. And then they embraced each other. So that when he's saying they're holding him, they're just hugging him, and they're embracing each other, basically having a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, there's the key point right there. I want you to break down for us. I'm going to play it again, Ratchet, for you, and then I'll let you break it down.
Go ahead.
Here we go, right here. All right. Did you catch that, everybody?
Austin tried to make a move.
He was under our tent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Break it down for him, Ratchet, and help him understand that it wasn't 4 or 5 people.
It wasn't, and it clearly says it in Taylor Wetzel, Officer Taylor Wetzel, that he said it. It was right there that Austin had told Anthony that he needed to move from under the team's tent. And then that's when Anthony grabbed his bag, opened it, and reached inside. And he didn't pull the weapon out, but I'm guessing he had his hands on it. And so I'm touching him, see what happens. And nobody thought he was going to do nothing. Nobody thought he had any weapons in his bag. And that's whenever Austin told him, punch him and see what happens, because that's when he said he'll whoop his ass. And then a short time later, Austin grabbed him, and Anthony pulled out a black knife and stabbed him. So they did try to tell him to move, and he stabbed him. It says right in the police report.
Okay. So, guys, I want to do it this way. Check it out. You see the words on the screen, okay, right? He was under our tent. It says team under our tent, right? Austin tried to make him move. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
He tried to make him move. Not 4 or 5 people. He didn't mention Hunter. He didn't say they tried to talk on it, Ratchet. Let us know.
So he didn't. There was never 4 people. It was literally Austin took the lead. Austin was going to make him move, and Karmelo wasn't having it. That's exactly what happened. It was never more than one person that touched Karmelo. You clearly see it in the video that Mel just broke the whole video down minute by minute. I mean, everything from Karmelo walking up, sitting down, switching seats, who was sitting in what place, what position everybody was in, and then you can go to the police's statements. It all coincides with everything you're looking at. If you go by the statements everybody made and look at what the police are saying and look at the timestamps, it clearly, I mean, Mel got it all right here for you, man. It's clear as fucking day, and I think Mel's doing a great job of breaking it down for people who are having any trouble like understanding it. It shouldn't be hard. This is pretty easy.
Right. Now, let's I don't want to go and start being too far left, but notice the kid says a move. In court, according to Hudson said that Austin was hitting Karmelo with a lineman's drill. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what I know what a lineman drill is, but I don't know which one he's referring to, what move he made, but he tried to make some move on him.
Do you think that corresponds? Because also with what this guy is saying, a move. He didn't say make him move. He says he tried to make a move. Do you think he was in some way speaking on that, or was that phrasing? I'm just asking for your
I thought
thoughts
he
on
was saying he tried to make him move. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it says he tried to make a move. So, I mean, a move could be anything. Jason, who testified before Hudson, he testified that basically Austin grabbed, and this is all in 5 seconds, he grabs Karmelo by his hoodie, and he says he starts to move him up. Toby Shook is asking him basically, so what does that mean? Was it like a push? He was like, well, it's to try to lift him up out of his
Oh,
seat.
you're talking about that lineman drill, like whenever they go, I know exactly when they got the little dummy bell things, lift them up.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
So Jason said, right? So the next guy, which was Hudson, he said he did a lineman's drill. Okay, so this is from a student. The mainstream media, we don't even hear about it, but I have Ratchet here today. He could preach on why the mainstream media don't want to say it. But Jason says he started to lift him up out of his, pulling him up out of his seat. Okay, now here's the part about it, Ratchet, I want to go over with you, and then we'll get back to the 911 call, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this right here is the, whatever you want to call it. We see a knife, we see a multi-purpose tool. In the video, some say that Austin came up at least 5 bleachers. Some say he was sitting on a bleacher in front, right beside Hunter. That's what I tend to believe. But he was sitting down maybe 3 or 4 lengths, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say he stood up. Okay. Tion, I believe he was the one that testified that he felt like Karmelo, because basically when they started arguing, let me go back and just break it down for you really quick, because I want you to break this down, Ratchet. If you go to the video with Hunter, I know people don't want to hear it, but I think he's actually giving a solid story. Each of these individuals, there's 20 people under the tent. The girls are down at the bottom. One kid did come in and he said the girls were like in the middle of the tent.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily in the back of the tent, you have on the back row beyond the tent. So Karmelo's not under the tent. Neither is Eddie. Okay. In front of Karmelo is Hunter. Hunter is sitting there. Karmelo could have reached down and grabbed him. I truly believe Austin was on the same row, but he was down further. Okay. So in the video that we're going to see, Austin says this boy came in. So different individuals talked about how they were arguing about sports. Some say it was because he was under the tent, but he was never under the tent. So that I found that I'm very skeptical about that. But Eddie said something that really stuck with me. He says that Karmelo came under the tent, or on the row behind the tent, and he says to the crowd something like, "You guys suck ass, and you guys are peas," which is a woman's private parts, right? And that's when the first black kid that came in, wasn't just white kids. The black kids said, "Yeah, Karmelo was talking, and we told him to get out of here." Black kids said, "I told him to get out." Several kids told him to get out of there. Okay. Now keep in mind, I already showed you this is all in 4 minutes. Okay. So Karmelo says that in Hunter's video, he says the boy is talking to us and he's stuttering. He's like, and you know, he blah, blah. Anyway, he said, I told him to leave. He says Austin grabbed his backpack. Here's my argument. Hunter is saying that because when Austin, as we see in the video, when he attacks Karmelo, Hunter sees the bag fly because he's not really paying attention. He said his brother took over, but because he see the bag fly and he has his back probably still to Karmelo, right? When his brother takes off in 5 seconds. So he sees the bag fly. That explains why the bag is over there. Karmelo, another boy said he saw a lineman's drill because he was sitting at a certain spot. Another boy saw the angle that said that he was picking up Karmelo. Who's going to allow a boy, Ratchet, are you going to let somebody pick you up off the ground?
No.
All right. So I mean, once I pick you up off the ground, I could drop you on your head. Is that true, right?
Yes.
Okay, they take control. So that's a very dangerous situation, but everybody's looking at it differently. Okay. But because the media is trying to downplay the self-defense part, most of the kids came into court and they said, yeah, Austin only touched him on the shoulder, almost like it was a polite touch, and says, move. But see, here's the part where we understand now in the video, because they released it, we understand that this is movement and it's a lot of force, right? When you imagine that this is force, Ratchet, you see force, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the part. Eddie gives a key ingredient. Eddie says his testimony in court that day, I'll never forget. He says that Karmelo called Austin a bitch. Austin said, no, you a bitch, right? And so this is what kind of was happening. Well, Toby Shook says to Eddie, he says to Eddie, well, you know, when this happened on April the 2nd, you were interviewed that night at the precinct or what have you. Do you know you were recorded? Yeah. He says, you said something different then. He said, do you remember anything about a bitch ass? And that's when I saw Eddie swallowing his tongue because he realized now he said more in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Toby Shook says to Eddie, he says that close to the event, you said on your statement, Austin said to Karmelo, I'm going to move your bitch ass up out of here. And then Karmelo says, move my bitch ass. And that's when he came in on, boom, with that football move, trying to pick whatever that was. It wasn't polite. We actually see it in the video now. And for some reason, the media is suppressing what these other boys said that was very descriptive, and it actually ties in. I can now understand why Hunter said he saw the backpack. He thought he was grabbing the backpack, but no, Austin was grabbing Karmelo. The backpack flew from all the impact. So here's the key part, and then we'll get back to the show. Tion says that Karmelo had a backpack on his shoulder. Okay, they start popping off at each other. And that's when Karmelo realized, hey, listen, this is going to get serious. So then he takes his backpack, he puts it in his lap. So this is going to be the backpack right here, my notebook. His hand is inside of that backpack, according to the prosecution. In the opening arguments, they said he always had the knife open. This is what the prosecution said. So he's sitting there with this knife open, according to their testimony. Now, Ratchet, this is the part I want to get your opinion on. He has his hand in the bag. All of these guys have described what move that Austin was going to do to get him out of there. Karmelo is 5'7", 130 pounds. Austin is 6'1", 225 pounds. We're going to see it in the video what his mother says about his weight. Others testified that he was an incredible, strong, and able to tackle, right? So in 5 seconds, right, going back to my notes, at 10 o'clock and 48 seconds, that's when Austin makes his move. At 10 o'clock and 53 seconds, 5 seconds later, Karmelo is running out of the back of the tent. So my question to you is, if his hand is inside this bag and he has a big boy coming to pick him up, how does this play out in 5 seconds? He has to pull his hand out the bag. right? Because in court, I wanted to know, did the knife go through the backpack? That could have well happened. I wish they had shown that, but they did show a picture of the backpack. There was no cut through it. Okay, but I wish they had the defense had broke that down. But he has to pull his hand out of the backpack and stab him while he's running to him in 5 seconds. What do you think, Ratchet?
Well, they also said that he threw the knife. Remember, they found the knife in the, I believe, I can't remember what number.
Can I break it down for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So after he stabs him, he still has the knife in his hand. He goes up 3 bleachers and he drops the knife, and the knife is laying there partially open. It has the blood on it. They put a tarp over it, but he drops it. In the opening arguments, the prosecution tried to paint the picture that he took the knife somewhere and threw it. Actually, he ran up 3, he dropped it there, and that's where they discovered the knife.
Gotcha.
So this is basically how it played out when you factor in most of the testimony. The boy ran right into, I mean, literally we know that Karmelo says I did it. So he's admitting to doing something with this knife, right? So we're not trying to take away from that. But also, according to the medical examiner, the knife struck his bones, and there was bone particles on that knife and blood. And what I'm saying is the force from Austin doing his move, along with him having to pull his knife out of his backpack in 5 seconds. Like, imagine if a guy come to you, you have to read his feet that he's running. I mean, you have to sense that he's coming, that you can pull your hand out of the bag in time to get him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
You're right. But it happened so damn quick. But you would think that it was both force. I believe Austin was coming full force, and I believe he stabbed him with full force. In order for it to go through your bone, that's a fucking, that was just a pocket knife. You had to have been, or something had to have been happening with a lot of force for that to go through a bone. It's a big boy. He wasn't like a small. It was a big boy.
Exactly. So I just wanted to break that part down to just have people understand a little bit about what's happening. All right, so let's get back to this. I don't want to keep you too long, Ratchet. Thank you very much for your time,
No, you're good.
Okay. What's your name? What's your last name?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your last name? And do you see any of the responders there yet?
We hear the sirens, but
Just
the coach just sent us out. We're all walking to.
So we still have people. I get it. Everybody have their own interpretation of what happened. But if you're just arriving, I would encourage you to go back and look. I've broken down. We need to get away from a narrative that Karmelo was already under the tent. Karmelo clearly arrived 2 minutes after the twins arrived to the tent. We really need to, we're going to touch on that again, just for those who are just coming in, but that is not true. It's a really bad misinformation, and we showed it very thoroughly. Would you say, Ratchet?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, thank you.
okay. So you're going to get on a bus right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the rest of the students are walking towards the buses?
Yeah, everyone's being evacuated out the stadium.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being quick.
Okay. Just follow whatever directions you're being provided by either the officers or by your coaches, okay?
I see some people are just here to spread misinformation back to back. I mean, we're clearly showing you the video, we're showing you artifacts. So if you're just being deliberate and just trying to create derision, unfortunately, I'm going to have to do something about that. So be respectful, and also try to pay attention instead of harassing folks in the chat. Pay attention so you perhaps could change your mind when you see the actual layout of the video. We are not of the position here, at least myself, Ratchet, you can speak for yourself too, that this video was altered just because of this and that. There's enough facts in this case that show that Karmelo was trying to defend himself. You don't have to make up all of this other information. You could actually, if he had a great attorney, I think things could have been easier for him. Now, Ratchet, you may differ than me on that, but I will let you give your stance on that as well.
No, I believe that his defense, they focused on things that they didn't need to focus on. If they would have just stuck to the facts, then he probably could have gotten something better than first degree M word, and they could have fought a little bit harder for him. They just focused on, to me, the defense just focused on all the wrong things. You're trying to make this black and white when you just need to make it about him defending himself versus not defending himself, and what is required is self-defense and manslaughter. You should have just focused on the facts of the case instead of focusing on black and white, because it was never, they didn't attack him because he was a black kid. It was just, you know how it is at school when you, that's just like me and Mel being on opposite teams and me going over to his huddle in the football, or going over to the basketball huddle. You know, the fight is going to happen in that situation. So it was more of that, other than what they tried to make it out to be. It wasn't black and white. And the defense team just, they could have broke down Eddie. They could have broke down those witnesses. They could have broke down everybody, and they could have objected to a lot more things that they didn't object to, because to my knowledge, they were just letting a lot of things fly. And another thing, when it goes to the appeal, the things that they did not object, they can't bring that back up. So if they did a bad job and they let a lot of things fly, they can't bring that back up in the appeal anyway. So whatever they didn't object to, they can't bring back up like, oh, well, I didn't object to this in the beginning, so now no, you can't object. It's too late to object. You didn't make a case then, you can't make a case now. So it's going to be an uphill battle to win that appeal anyway.
Okay, thank you. We're going to finish out the 911 video.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect it. All kinds of help headed that way.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And Nathan, he testified in court that he was going to get on the bus right after he called 911. Everything jives together very nicely. Okay, so we're going to do a little recap really quick, and then I'm going to show you a couple videos about Hunter's initial statement, because that's a big point of contention among many people who are following this case. So I'm going to put back up the video really quick. I don't want to keep you too long. You've been great to us. Ratchet, while I'm pulling up that video, could you kind of give people who may not have been here just a recap, and then I'll pull up the video?
Which video are you going to?
The main 15 video, just from the beginning to the end, because we're about to close out.
Yeah, well, Mel has already showed when Karmelo walked up, who was there first, and Karmelo was not there first. And you clearly can see what position everyone was in. You clearly can see there's something that's taking place, and then simultaneously to Austin jumping up to go attack Karmelo does something which it appears to be he stabbed him. And from that point on, Mel did a great job breaking down how the coaches and the teachers and everyone kind of de-escalated the situation, got a hold of Karmelo. The police come up, the police body cam footage, you can see the timestamps of what they say happened, and it's showing it on the video. Everything in the police report and all the witness statements coincide with exactly what you're looking at. So this is complete copy and paste. If you read the whole police report, you watch the whole video, and you look at that body cam footage and just read every witness statement, everything makes sense. This case ain't hard.
Okay, so I want to say this. Ratchet, do you have 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I'm good whenever you want to end it, bro. I'm cool.
Okay, just 10 more minutes is fine. We're going to be back on tonight to have a debate and all of that. A lot of people can come up and chat and all of that tonight. You guys can come back tonight at 8 o'clock. It's mostly going to be the audience. If some people want to debate about a particular topic involving this case, you can come up at 8 o'clock tonight. Everybody is welcome. You just have to be respectful. We're going to breeze through this video one last time to try to help everybody, because a lot of people are here now that were not here in the beginning of this segment that we're doing, Watching the World and Ratchet Gang TV. Okay. So we're going to go through this and break it down. Ratchet, we're going to swing back and forth, with each other, narrating what's happening. Right now, you have 6 boys that are walking back to the tent. Karmelo is not under the tent. I'm going to show you this again. He is not. I say it again. He's not under the tent. Ratchet, could you express that?
Yeah, he's not. He's not under the tent when it first pops off. Karmelo walks over after the fact, and then that's whenever the confrontation happens. After Karmelo walked up.
Okay, we're going to see it. I'm going to show it to you now. All right, so please stick around. There's a few key people here that every night they send me a message saying, Karmelo was already under the tent. No, that's a lie. And I'm going to show it to you now. So hopefully we can put this to bed. All right, so here we have the boys, the twins, and a few other boys walking back to the tent. Ratchet, could you talk to them a little bit about it?
Yeah, you can see them all. That's the group of people right there walking up to the tent, and Karmelo is not there. So you could clearly see everybody walking up to the tent right there. And that would be Austin and Hunter, and I don't know who else would be in that group, but that's definitely Austin and Hunter.
Right. All right. So here, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying Karmelo's not there.
Okay. So here's the problem, guys. And I studied this pretty well. If you look into this tent, the yellow tent in the corner, and I really need the people that keep saying that he was already in the tent, here's your time. And if you need to come up and have a discussion with me, I'm going to drop the link so we can discuss this if you need further information, okay? What happened when these individuals went to the Frisco ISD or whatever it is, right? The lady that worked there, you see that little black figure that's in the corner? And keep in mind, this is not clear. She was telling them, I want you guys, remember the guy who started this whole thing? He went viral. I actually met him when I was at the courthouse covering this case, okay? He has said many times that the lady that worked there says, okay, I need you to look right here in this right-hand top corner. That's Karmelo sitting there. And you're going to see the boys, right? If you really follow their narrative, they say these boys are going to walk up. They're going to surround Karmelo. And keep in mind, Karmelo is not in the tent. I'm going to show you that. But I'm keeping their story. They're going to say these boys are going to walk up, surround Karmelo. In 20 seconds, they're going to start beating him. You have to keep that in mind as I show this to you. So let's watch it and see if that 20 seconds and a beating happens.
Make common sense of this. Karmelo had on a gray hooded sweatshirt. You don't see a gray hooded sweatshirt right there.
Right. Exactly. So I accidentally hit that. Okay, so here we go. The boys are walking up now. And you're going to see them. There's three. Here we go. Three go under the tent. Then here comes the other three. It's a mixture, okay? Here they went under the tent. Karmelo is not in this tent. I'm going to show you guys now when Karmelo walks up, and you'll be able to actually match. You'll be able to match where Austin attacks him at. That is actually Karmelo if you just observe what I'm trying to show you. Okay, so right now, according to the testimony that we heard from all these other people, in 20 seconds, we should see a fight break out. You're not going to see it because it didn't happen.
Facts.
What you're going to see in 2 minutes later, just as I told you in courtroom testimony, that Austin arrived at 9:54. Karmelo arrived under the tent at 9:56. Neek at Night breaks it down on her channel. She was in court taking notes too. All right. So now you have her test. You could go and see what she had to say about this. So now, if you see the gap, I want you to pay attention to the yellow tent. You see a gap and you can see a little head in the middle, right?
Yes.
More than likely, that's Hunter sitting there because they say Karmelo walks in and sits behind Hunter. I'm going to show you when Karmelo walks in, and guess where he sits? He sits behind this guy, this person, whoever's sitting there, and you can see their little head right there in the middle.
And remember, Karmelo was never in the tent. He was behind the tent.
Right. That's right. He's sitting on the back row beyond the tent, him and Eddie. So he's going to come and sit. And in court, they said it was a partial. Maybe his feet could have been, but his whole body was still being rained on.
So that 20-second mark is already, you can cancel that.
Okay, break that down for us, Ratchet, please.
Yeah, so remember they said that as soon as they came over there, within 20 seconds, they were already surrounding and attacking Karmelo. Clearly, you see, they walked up, sat down. Karmelo is not in the picture at this moment. Mel's going to show y'all exactly when Karmelo comes over there and sits down and who he sits by and where he's located. And then you're going to be able to see, because Mel did a great job breaking this down earlier, exactly where Austin is and where he says Melo is. He's not saying it. He's right. Where exactly where Karmelo is, you're going to see Austin attack that same spot that Karmelo is sitting at.
Okay, so
and you're going to be able to see right now Karmelo's not in the picture, and Mel's going to show you. He's going to prove it.
Okay, this is for you, Protected. I think I definitely had you in mind for this show too. All right, so now we're waiting for the 2 minutes after they came in and sat down. We're waiting for the 2 minutes, and you're going to see Karmelo walk in and sit down behind Hunter, according to most of these kids' testimony. Hunter is that little head that you see right there in this gap, okay? Watch Karmelo come and sit right behind him. You're going to see his backpack, and you can also go to the clearer video, and you'll see it a little bit better. I think it's the Fox 4 video. Here we go. Now you see Karmelo walking up and sitting down. I'm going to play it.
There you go, right there.
Right there. That's Karmelo, and he's sitting down right behind Hunter. And when Austin attacks him, guess what? He goes right to that spot. There you go. There's Karmelo sitting down. Right there. Boom. He sits down. Ratchet, I need you to chime in because people are having a hard time with this.
Punch your mouse where he comes in at so they can see it.
Okay. There we go.
All right, point your mouse on Karmelo.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Let me go back a little bit. Okay, that's Karmelo right there.
You can see him. Look in the back of the tent.
I don't think can they see my mouse?
Yeah, I can see it. But not on the skinny screen, but on the big screen you can.
Okay, all right. So
I'll tell them exactly where. If you look at that M, look at where the M starts on the tent. Where it says the memorial sign, the M, that's where Karmelo is going to come in from that left-hand side, and you're going to see him move over to the right and sit right behind Hunter.
He's going to sit right behind Hunter. This is courtroom testimony. Everybody's saying something different. They should come off it.
Look, right there. He just came in right there. Look behind the tent. He's sitting behind the tent right there. He just sat right behind Hunter, right there.
And one of the boys testified that Karmelo came into the tent. I think it was Nathan. I can pull it up. I'll look for it. He says that Karmelo walked in from the left side of the tent. He sat down behind Hunter. We just saw that happen. I'm going to play it one more time. And Ratchet, can you just expound on it briefly? I'm sorry.
If you guys pay attention to the M on the tent and look at that left. Matter of fact, just look at the left. You see him coming in right there. The shadow that comes in, and he sits right behind Hunter, right there.
Boom.
It's Karmelo at the top of the tent. So Karmelo was not there. Once again, for everyone saying Karmelo was there and they just walked up and just provoked him and it was 20 seconds. And no, that is a lie. Austin and Hunter came first. They all sat down. They were just lollygagging. Eddie sitting over there. Next thing you know, Karmelo just pulls up. That's when the altercation occurred, or the verbal altercation, when Karmelo pulls up. But if you look at the top of the tent to the M, look at the shadow that comes in. That's Karmelo, and he sits right behind Hunter.
Okay, so now this should help you guys even more. Okay, they're gonna sit in this tent for 4 minutes. So Karmelo just arrived, right? They're gonna sit here. We're gonna sit through 4 minutes, and then you're gonna see the fight happen. It's very important that you understand the timeline. And during this 4 minutes that we're gonna sit here, we were doing this in court. We were like, well, when is the fight gonna happen? And you're going to see people just walking by. Ratchet, can you speak on? I'm going to find Nick at Night's snippet where she actually explains that Karmelo came in after Austin. Maybe they'll take Nick at Night words over mine. So let me find her video. Give me a second. Ratchet, I'll give you the floor. Yes. While we got 4 minutes to wait. So
you clearly can see Karmelo walk up. You clearly can see everyone walking around. So everyone's saying the video is doctored. If the video is doctored, you see people skipping, shit would just look off. Excuse me, my language. Stuff would just look off. You would notice something looking off in the video. The video is not edited at all. You clearly see Karmelo walk up after the twins, after everyone's already sitting there. You clearly can see Karmelo sit down behind where they say possibly Hunter was sitting there, whoever that was. He sits behind somebody. We don't know who it was. We could just say he sat behind somebody. And 4 minutes pass, and I'm guessing that during this 4 minutes, somewhere in here, they're talking to each other and, hey, get your BA up, or you need to move. Or they said they asked him to move 15 times. So within this 4 minutes, they're asking Karmelo to get up and move. Karmelo is jawing back at him. I'm not moving. Make me move. Well, I'm gonna make you move. Or well, if you touch me, watch what happens. And then you clearly can see exactly where Mel just proved Karmelo was at. Pay attention to where Austin is at. Exactly where me and Mel are telling you Karmelo is at is exactly the spot Austin's going to attack. And it's going to be the same spot Karmelo's going to pop up from. Because if you notice, when he pops up at the top of the tent, that's because he was sitting at the top of the tent. That's why his head poked right out immediately, because he was not already there. He came after the fact, and he sat at the top of the tent. And once he gets into the altercation, his head pops up to the top of the tent. And there goes the girl with the poncho. Who Mel already said earlier, she comes over there. You clearly can see everything that we broke down is exactly how it went down. You just got to get off the fact that Karmelo was already there. He was not there.
And the courtroom transcripts is definitely going to adhere to what we're saying too. So people are just walking by, minding their business. Now, keep in mind, you're going to see 4 guys walk by, but they don't even go into the tent. They just walk by. That's where they get the narrative from. The 4 guys went into the tent. But I'm going to show you. Look at all these people just walking by. You want to give all of them some narrative. They had something to do with Austin and Karmelo. You don't need all that. If you look under the tent, these guys are all sitting down. And you're going to see, you see the girl at the bottom. You see a lot of people just living their life. Now, all of a sudden, in a few minutes, you're going to see the altercation pop off. And I showed you guys on a clearer video. You could clearly see Austin. He's attacking Karmelo.
I mean, this is as clear as it gets. If you don't see this, and I mean, you just don't want to understand it at this point. But this is the truth.
Right here. Boom, boom. See that? And then everybody scatter. That's what the kids all said.
And his head popped up right where we said it. Back it up, Mel. Back it up 5 seconds. Right. A little bit further. Right there. Okay. Remember where we said he was sitting there, right?
Yeah.
Right where that M is at the top of the now he's on the right-hand side of the M, behind the tent, like we said. That's the same spot where he walked up from, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I showed you.
Yeah. Mel has already showed y'all Karmelo walked behind the tent and sat behind Hunter. If you look at that, that's behind Hunter. That's right behind Hunter.
Exactly. That's the courtroom testimony. He was sitting right behind Hunter. Even in the video, Hunter says there was a boy that sat down behind in the back of me, and I turned around and was telling him to get out of here. Right. But you don't see Hunter stand up before Austin does any of the things that he's doing. Hunter, I think Austin probably, when the way he attacked Karmelo, it was probably right to the point. Boom, 5 seconds. But anyway, I'm going to play it. Here we go.
Boom, boom.
I got to go back a little bit. See that?
And that's exactly where he was sitting at, behind the tent. That's why his head popped up right there.
5 seconds. Yeah, sorry.
And he threw the knife, took off running, or dropped the knife or whatever, and took off running. Went over, and then they stopped him. That's when you said the lady walked him over to a coach. The coach embraced him. He told the Carmelo that you might have, if that kid is dead, you ruined your life. Carmelo said he's not dead. Yeah, everything is. This is the facts, bro. This is the real videos, not edited, and it all lines up with all the police reports and the witness statements.
Now you're gonna see the female coach stop him and hand him off to the big black coach. His name is,
He
I always
testified.
forget.
That was in her testimony.
Vincent Hooper. Vincent Hooper has his arm around him right now.
Yeah, there's a lady coach with Vincent Hooper and Carmelo. He got his hand around him like he said he did. He walked him over there, and then he said he walked off, and Carmelo never tried to run. And then he went back over to Carmelo and then put his arm back around him. That's whenever they embraced, and that this is where he told him, this is right there where he's saying, if that kid is dead, you ruined your life right here. And this is when Carmelo broke down crying. He just told him, if that kid is dead, you ruined your life. That's when Carmelo broke down right there, realizing what he did. And they embraced each other. Carmelo gives him a hug right there. And he's just telling Carmelo, like, bro, you just ruined your life. This is facts, bro. This is the real story. You don't want to believe it, then I mean, hey, you just don't understand English at this point. But this is exactly what happened. Frame by frame. And then that's when he walked him over to the police officer. And then this is where the body cam footage starts. Whenever he walks him over to the officer pulls up. So for people saying that it took 10 minutes, no, the officers were there immediately, within minutes. He walks him over there to the side. This is where the chain link fence, and he ends up meeting the police officer right around this time. And the officer tells him to put his hands up.
And right now, the coaches from Carmelo School, they're embracing him. He's going to go down to his knees crying, and then they're all going to start hugging him when they realize that what he did. He's explaining to them that it was self-defense and whatnot. You're going to see that he's going to go to his knees right about now. Check it out. 1, 2, maybe 3. He's going to go to his knees.
Right there. He's breaking down right now, realizing that kid might not be here anymore. He realizes that he probably killed him.
See?
Right.
He went to his knees crying. All testimony in court. But people want to believe all this bogus stories. It's just insane to me.
Yeah, that's the true story, bro.
And then you're going to see the police officer. He's going to run up beyond the gate maybe in another, 3 or 4 minutes or something.
And you were sitting right behind Carmelo most of the trial.
Absolutely. He was shaking just like a Polaroid picture, right? I don't know. I think it's because of his epilepsy, but he was sitting there shaking the entire trial. I'd never seen anything like it before. You could tell he couldn't control it. So obviously he has, his mother say he has seizures. But I've never seen anyone shake so much. The officer is about to arrive.
Yep. That's when they're going to walk him over to the fence. And then that's when he complied with the officer. And the body cam footage starts. No, I definitely believe he was remorseful. I know he did not want to do what he did, but
there's a police officer right there.
That's when the body cam footage starts. He puts his hands up above his head. He told him to put his hands above his head and then walk over to the opening, right there.
Officer Cortez.
And then that's when Officer Cortez stays until Reese pulls up in her car, and they walk over to her car. But he's being detained at this point. And this is when he started making statements that he shouldn't have made. He's just detained. He's not arrested right now. He's just detained. And he starts making the statements that he made, which ultimately went against him in court. Put his hands behind his back, arrest him. Well, not arrest him, detained him. Told him to walk over to the opening. Whoop, doo, whoop, doo, whoop. And there you have it. If you like it or love it, it don't matter at this point. But what me and Mel just broke down, these are the facts. Period. There is no other way around it for me. This is the facts. Yeah. So everything lines up with the police reports and the witness statements and the timestamps. Everything lines up.
And one little, instead of going through Hunter's video, I don't think that's, I'd rather just go through that body cam and then close out. You okay with that? It's like a few minutes.
Yeah.
I just want you to narrate it for your people that were not here when we first started, so they get a full, so everybody has an opportunity for truth if they want it. You know what I mean? So let me just get to, because I went and found the body cam. Oh, you know what? You have to talk while I
Go
pull
ahead.
up this
First
body
one
cam
says,
video.
do I believe is murder or manslaughter? I mean, manslaughter is an accident. He didn't accidentally do that. I don't think he meant to kill him, but he meant to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately for Karmelo, that would be considered murder. There's no other way around it.
While I'm getting this, can you speak on the 4 guys walking up and being jumped? Can you give us a good argument on that while we're waiting?
Yeah, nobody ever got jumped. It was never 4 guys walking up. When the 4 guys walked up, I believe it was 5 guys, if I'm not mistaken. They all were there before Karmelo ever even appeared in the video. So they were going over to sit in their tent. Karmelo ends up coming minutes later to sit behind them. And I'm guessing Eddie invited him over there. But yeah, no, Karmelo was there after. So that's not even up for debate anymore. Mel has already broke that down. And I appreciate that, Mel, because I don't think a lot of people caught that, what you caught.
Right. Thank you. Let me see if this is it. Hold on a second. There we go.
If somebody is treating the victim, they need to be over there.
Under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443. I got the suspects, and they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium.
Okay, Ratchet, can you tell us what's happening?
Yeah, this is the part where you seen the coach walk him over to the police officer, and the police officer tells him to walk along the chain link fence, and then he told him to put his hands above his head. And this is where the police officer says he had Karmelo put his hands behind his back and sit on the ground, and he wanted to see if he had any weapons on him. And he was waiting for his partner to pull up, who ends up being Allison Reese. Allison Reese comes over. Karmelo starts making spontaneous statements like, what I did was self-defense. I'm not alleged. I did it. They said that he started making spontaneous statements. They walk him over to the car. They detained him, and he just kept making statements. And ultimately, he ended up getting arrested based off his statements he made and what they were able to prove at the crime scene.
Okay, very good.
All right. Any weapons on you like that? I'll look here.
All right, what's happening here?
This is the part where, is he walking him along the chain link fence right here?
Yes.
Yeah. This is where Mel showed that the coach was embracing him, and the coach ended up walking him over to the police officer. So this is where we pick up right where we just showed you in the stadium footage. This is where it leads off into the police pulling up.
Okay. So the police officer is walking with him along the fence. Okay.
4-4, copy, I'll be en route.
Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Come over here.
447, clear.
I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay, bud?
He's not arrested. He's detained.
Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now, detained.
Somebody is saying this is the snippet. This right here is the body cam footage. But today we showed the full 15-minute video. We went through it all. It wasn't a snippet.
Ain't no snippets. Don't even try that.
Yeah, that's a false narrative. We have to come off of all of this misinformation. I've shown you guys today, Ratchet here is a witness to it, that Karmelo was not under the tent when the guys arrived. He came 2 minutes later. We've shown you that twice in this show tonight.
Thanks.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained and handcuffed. Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance.
Okay, Ratchet, what's happening?
And this is where he set him on the ground, but he wanted to. He really was waiting on his partner to pull up. You know, they always wait for backup, but he also wanted to make sure Karmelo didn't have that knife on him.
Okay, thank you.
Be a gate that's wide open there, and then you come to the victim from there.
Received.
This is the alleged suspect. All right, bye. Okay. We'll figure that in a minute. So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing.
Okay, Ratchet.
This is when Officer Reese pulls up, and she said he started making those spontaneous statements, and they were just trying to make sure he didn't have any weapons on him. But notice at this point, he's still not arrested. He's just detained. They never said you're under arrest. They said, I'm just going to put you in handcuffs for now.
Okay, awesome.
Stamina? Okay.
I'm going to be out with this as well. Racing.
I'm gonna get a little personal there, okay? Just to make sure.
My car's right here.
Okay. All right.
For those of you that are just coming in, if you noticed, this happened on April the 2nd, 2025, but the body cam gives you a date that's 10 years earlier, February the 10th, 2016. Did you guys notice that? Notice the body cam date is off by 10 years for this police officer, and we have to wonder why. In fact, I would like to know if he even worked for that force 10 years prior.
The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics.
Look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see it's February the 10th, 2016. The body cam footage states.
Memorial tent over there, guys. All right.
He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me.
Okay, Ratchet.
Yeah, and this is the point where I told you he started making statements that he just should not have made. And that officer right there, I believe that is that Will Otis?
I believe so.
Yeah. And Will Otis even said that he heard him say this.
Okay.
He was crying hysterically. He said when he got to the scene, they were walking him over to the squad car, and he was crying hysterically.
Okay, very good.
What's happening right now?
Yep, that's Will Otis.
Victim is over here in
Okay.
the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. Right. Already? No. We searched them. Got nothing on him.
I don't know what happened.
See, hold on, go back. That's when she remember that he said, is what I did consider self-defense. He's looking right at her, asking her, is what I did consider self-defense? And she said, I told him I don't know what happened. That's the part right there. He asked her, but the two officers are talking beside him, but you can't hear him say it. He says, is what I did consider self-defense.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Good catch.
No. We searched them. Got nothing on him.
I don't know what happened.
See?
Oh, yes. We don't know what happened. Okay.
He asked her, is what I did consider self-defense? And she says, I don't know what happened. He goes, yes, ma'am.
So everything is tying together tightly to the police report. People are saying it's just, oh, man, it's a tough battle out here. I don't know, man. I can't get it.
Hey, man, we got it, bro.
Bro, I can't understand why people, you could show them the information about tomorrow. People are going to say, oh, Karmelo was in the tent already just because they heard it online from a random individual. It's insane to me, you know.
Yep. But he clearly said it is what I did consider self-defense. She has it in her police report, and you can clearly hear her say, I don't know what happened. And he goes, yes, ma'am. So you know he said it. And I'm pretty sure it's on her body cam.
Exactly. Hold on one second. Okay, very good.
Victim is over here in the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. Right. Already? No.
See, he said it. Go back, man. You can hear him say it. Just go back and listen. Go back 5 seconds. You clearly hear him say, "Is what I did consider self-defense." He said it. I just heard him.
Already? No. searched them? You got nothing on them?
know what happened.
423. Trackers have negative CBR progress for a witness.
Racing.
See nothing, nothing.
Racing.
Side over here or which side? It's up to you. It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Okay. Let me do one more little check of you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You don't mind for reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
You can. Well, you're just wearing this one pair of pants? No, I'm wearing some little underpants. Oh yeah, but no, ma'am, I don't think so.
All right. What's your name, man?
Karmelo Anthony, Karmelo.
430, show me out.
Okay.
Racing.
Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
402, I'm on scene.
So your first name is Karmelo?
Yes, sir.
Racing.
Karmelo.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man. Karmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R.
M-E-L-O.
M-E-L-O, Karmelo. What's your last name?
Anthony.
A-N-T-H.
O-N-Y.
O-N-Y. What grade are you in?
I'm in 12th grade.
10th grade? You go to Emerson?
No, sir.
Where do you go? Centennial. Okay.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud, all right? All right. Let me run this guy real quick. I haven't talked to him at all.
Okay, so that's it for that.
It's clear as day, man.
I think it's very clear. You know, it's just it's one of those things that it's going to go on forever now, you know.
I do want you to look into something that came to me yesterday, Mel. One of my sources who know he be knowing a lot of stuff. He hit me up and told me that this was not Carmelo's first time stabbing anyone. He said when Karmelo was a juvenile in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, he also stabbed another guy at another school.
Wow.
Yep, as a juvenile. But you know you can't really get those juvenile records. But I was told yesterday while I was on live that Karmelo used to live in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he went to school out there and he stabbed another student at another school out there. He said this was not his first time stabbing anybody. This is what he does.
Wow. Man, that's tough business if true, you know.
So we got to look into that.
All right, definitely. Definitely. Would you like to give us any closing? Let's talk about one quick thing, less than 2 minutes. Can we build on the fact that in court, right, you don't just look at one aspect. If there's a question about a video, then you factor in the opening arguments. They didn't mention him being jumped. Karmelo and his statements that he made in the video, he didn't mention they, them, tried to jump me. Closing arguments didn't mention 4 guys jumping him. The other students never mentioned Hunter hitting him or jumping him or any of that type of stuff. It's pretty consistent, even though they all give a different variation of how Austin approached him. They still say Austin went to him with this force that we see in the video. And we know what happened and how Austin lost his life. What do you think about that? People want to focus on just one little aspect. They don't put the whole narrative together. Why is that?
Because I think people already have it made up in their mind what they even want to believe. You know, like you said, you could show them the proof that Karmelo walked up after what you've done. You could show them the proof of everything. Bro, we went and if people go back and watch the very beginning of this live through the very end, 2 hours, just sit there and watch it. It details step by step, minute by minute, frame by frame, statement by statement, everything. It shows you from start to finish exactly what happened. Some people are still going to say Karmelo was already there. Some people are going to still say it was this, it was that. So no matter what, I just think people have a narrative that they want to fit. People already have what they want to fit their narrative. So no matter what me and you say, or no matter what anybody else says, they're going to still go by what they believe in their mind. And you can't change. You can't change those type of people's mind. If you come into this live with an open mind and just want the truth is right there. And there's no argument. I'm not debating with anybody about this anymore. The truth is the truth. The facts are the facts. And this is it. So if you got a narrative in your mind that you want to fit, then I can't argue with you at that point. What do you think?
No, definitely. I just wanted you to break it down because, it's a struggle. People just have it in their mind. Karmelo was under the tent. They heard it from an individual that never sat in court. You know, it's
But
it's just
you,
crazy.
you sat right in that courtroom, right behind Carmelo. So you were there every day. You seen it from start to finish, and there's no reason you're gonna get up here and lie, bro. I watched Mel throughout the Diddy trial. I've watched Mel cover different topics along the last year, and I've never seen Mel lie about anything. I've never seen Mel just get up here and just say, "Oh well, this is my narrative." No, it's not a narrative. This is the truth. Especially when Mel has all his notes and he sat there in that courtroom for days and days and covered this case because it was just something he was passionate about. I mean, the truth is right there in your face, man. So if you don't want to believe it, don't believe it. But one thing I can say, I haven't seen Mel lie. I watched him in New York every day, and I watched him in this case every day. And shit, the man is on point. So
Well, they think the video is bogus. That's the big issue.
it's not. Like it's not, bro. Okay, so if it's bogus, go look at you got to pull up the whole police report. It has the timestamps of everyone who arrived at what time, and it also has the witness statements that everyone made in that moment. It all coincides with the video.
No,
Everything that they're saying in the video, they're saying in the police report, and everything they're saying in the police report, the witnesses are saying. Everything the witnesses are saying, you can clearly see it. So the video is not edited, bro. I don't care what no one says. The video is not edited. Period. It's not.
Yeah, but then they say the police report is a scam.
How can I mean, I guess you guys are saying that the police report is a scam and the video is fake, so that way that they just meshed all of this stuff together to fit their narrative to lock Carmelo Anthony up. Why is that? Okay, so in the same breath, you also had a man go into that same Collin County courtroom, Jake Lang, and threaten Carmelo. So if this narrative was just to lock up Carmelo and just get rid of this kid, why is Jake Lang still sitting in jail until this very day? He had to go to Collin County Court and his bond is still $250,000, and he's banned from Texas. So if this was just to fit their narrative, then why did they handle Jake Lang the way that they did? It just doesn't make sense, Mel. You get what I'm saying? It just doesn't.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with what you're saying. You know what? I wanted to show this one snippet from Neek at Night talking about who came into the tent first. I think they'll probably believe her. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Go ahead.
A judge releasing evidence from the murder trial against Texas teen Karmelo. The moments Anthony was taken.
I have no clue.
Okay, so that's not it. Can you keep talking? I'm gonna go to her channel and just pull it up. So just give me a second to get that together, and I'll pull it up while you talk to them, if you don't mind, real quick.
Nah, but yeah, like I said, man, if you guys want the truth, you don't even have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to Mel. You don't have to listen to Neek at Night. You don't have to listen to none of us. What I encourage you to do is watch that 15-minute video that they released, and then get the full police report. Look at the body cam. Those three things they're gonna have every bit of evidence that you needed with the timeline attached to it. There's nothing more to say than that. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to Mel. I mean, you should, but you don't have to. You can just go do the research yourself. The video coincides with the statements that everybody made at the same time that they're saying it. Every police has a timestamp they pulled up. What happened at this time? What happened at this time? The video is clearly showing everything that they're saying in those witness statements.
Okay, very good. So let me bring up Neek at Night. I want you to see the timeline of who came into the tent first from Neek at Night. Okay, you don't have to take my word for it.
Chaotic. So the arrest, it says Karmelo Anthony, he surrendered to authorities shortly after their team's area. Austin steps in and a confrontation goes. So because of the storm, athletes were packing under whatever shelter they can find. And Karmelo Anthony, a standout student athlete and a team captain from Centennial High School, he ended up under another team's tent. But it wasn't his team's tent. It belonged to the Frisco Memorial High School tent.
Shout out to Neek at Night. You're so amazing. Bratcher, what did you say about that?
Salute to Nika and Nate, man. She be on. We were all out there in the Diddy trial. You know what I'm saying? We all went out there. So I'm familiar with her from the Diddy trial, just like I'm familiar with her through the Karmelo trial. So salute to her as well.
And she goes to court every day, takes great notes. And I want you guys to pay attention. According to her, a smart, intelligent person inside the courtroom, notice what she says about who came first.
So inside that tent was Austin Metcalf, who was a junior and MVP linebacker for Memorial, along with his twin brother, Hunter. So according to the police report, it says a dispute broke out over the seating arrangements under the tent. Hunter Metcalf tells Anthony that he needs to leave.
Hold on. I think she says the time frame earlier. Let me see if I can find it.
A tragedy to something that happened either side. I'm just here to report the facts. And early on into the case, the judge issued a gag order. Of the case, a dispute breaks out over the seating arrangements under the tent.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back and let it play.
You know, what they presume to be the truth, and it's disgusting. So we're going to stick to the facts and that alone. So let's get into some of the background for those of you guys who don't even know who Karmelo is, if you never heard of the case, if you don't know anything about it. So according to the police report of the case, a dispute breaks out over the seating arrangements under the tent. So basically what happened was there was a storm, and there was a storm at this track meet. It was around 10 a.m. at the David Q. Kendall Stadium in Frisco, Texas. It's the District 11 Track and Field Championship. It was a massive event, but the weather took a turn, and it was heavy rain and thunderstorms. And they had like these tents set up where people can sit under the tents. So because of the storm, athletes were packing under whatever shelter they can find. And Karmelo Anthony, a standout student athlete and a team captain from Centennial High School, he ended up under another team's tent.
Okay, so she's giving us her breakdown of the notes she took in court.
But it wasn't his team's tent. It belonged to the Frisco Memorial High School tent. Was a junior and MVP linebacker for Memorial, along with his twin brother, Hunter. So according to the police report, it says a dispute broke out over the seating arrangements under the tent. Hunter Metcalf tells Anthony that he needs to leave their team's area. Austin steps in.
See, that jibes to the video of Hunter, what he said happened when he's with his mother in the front yard and on the news station. So it's jiving all together.
And a confrontation goes from 0 to 100 real quick. So it says witnesses say it was a rapid back and forth verbal argument. Per the affidavit, it says Anthony allegedly says, "Touch me and see what happens," while reaching his hand into his backpack. So clearly at this point, it's a storm happening. Okay. So it's not like he's just under a tent just because he wants to be under somebody's tent. There's a storm happening. It's raining. It's pouring outside. And Karmelo Anthony goes under a tent like, okay, I see a tent. Let me get some shelter. And according to the police report, the twin brothers of the other one was like giving the "boy, you gonna get up out of here" rhetoric. And he basically was, standing his ground, and they got into an argument. So from that argument, things continue to escalate and go further. So it says, one of the witnesses say it was, like I said, a rapid, back and forth verbal argument. And that's when he said, "Touch me to see what happens," while reaching in his backpack. Austin pushes Anthony on the bleachers. Anthony responds, "Punch me and see what happens." Austin pushes him again to get him out the tent. Okay. In a split second, Anthony pulls a black knife from his backpack and stabs Austin once directly in the chest. Anthony flees the scene immediately while Austin runs down the bleachers, clutching his chest, shouting for help.
Okay, so we obviously have to go back earlier in her video. Give me a second. I'm sorry, guys.
We are out here in Beverly Hills. How you doing? First, everybody, your minutes early, and we're gonna get on into some things. We're gonna get on into this gig. So, if you guys do not know, like I said, we're gonna be talking about Carmelo Anthony and.
Okay, I don't think this is the video. Let me see if I can. I just want to find the part where, you know what I'll do when we start the show tonight at 8 o'clock. I'll have it all together and ready to go, where she talks about the timeline of who came into the tent first.
Bet.
All right.
All right, man.
But definitely thank you for coming through today. I really do appreciate it, man. It's awesome.
Oh, this is overdue, man. I appreciate you for even inviting me over here, man. You've been doing a wonderful job on the case, and if you ever need me, man, just holler at me. I got you anytime.
All right, man. That's awesome. Would you like to give some closing remarks to the people at Watching the World 777? Also, tell everybody over here about your channel and help us understand more.
Yeah, man. If y'all want to follow me, you're more than welcome to Ratchet TV, the Hood's journalist. Just type in Ratchet TV, you'll see me. Instagram, the Ratchet TV. I'll be talking about this case as well, and I'm going to invite Mel over to my channel, and we will do another episode. I definitely want Mel to come over and give his input on my channel as well. So, yeah, my closing statements for this is.
I'm sorry, Ratchet. I'm sorry to do this to you. I found the right video. Just
Okay.
1 second. I really want people to know who came into the tent first. I'm sorry, brother.
Go
So
ahead.
she did 2 day ones of the case. Man, she's really thorough. Oh, you know, it's actually day 2, maybe. Let's see.
You showing it?
Yeah, I'll just have to get to it later. I'm sorry. Go ahead and do your closing arguments. I'll have it ready for 8 o'clock tonight.
All right, bet. Well, yeah, man. That's all I wanted to say, man. I'm gonna get up out of here. Salute to my boy Mel and salute to his chat. And hey, man, you almost to that 100K, man. I see you getting there pretty soon. Salute to you, man. Keep doing your big one. Like I said, man, you ever need me, you know my number, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Salute to the watchers, man. Salute to everybody. Make sure y'all like the video, man. Get his likes up, like the video, share, subscribe, do your thing, Mel. Keep going up, man. You know my number, man. Hit me up anytime.
All right, thank you. You're far too kind, brother. And the same as here. You know, I always have your back, so that's how it goes.
I got you, brother. Anytime, man. I'm gonna hit you up. Salute to you, man. When you going live tonight, let me know. I'm not going live tonight, so I'll come.
All right.
In.
So if you want to come in, well, I'll send you the link. You do as you please. All right. You're fully welcome. You can join me. We're just gonna have people coming in asking questions.
Yeah, I'll definitely come debate. I love the debate. You know me.
Yeah, I need you in the building because I know some tough guys are coming out tonight, so we can really swing on it. Okay.
I'll bring my crew over here, man. Salute to Ratchet Gang in the building, man. Throw up them demon emojis. Y'all already know what it is. I love y'all. And salute to Mel, salute to the watchers. I will be back tonight. Let me know when you're going live, man. I got a couple things I got to take care of. So
I'm gonna send you the link now. And 8 o'clock we're gonna start, and we're gonna have some of the best debaters.
Just remind me like 15-20 minutes ahead of time. But I should remember, but just remind me. I got you.
Okay, 7 o'clock your time. All right.
All right, bet. Salute, Mel. All right,
thank you. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in today. We had a lot of people here. There's so much misinformation about the case. It's not even funny. But this is a serious matter. I just want to say for the record, it's a shame that what happened to Austin was non-negotiable. He lost his life. No grandkids, none of that from his line. It cut off the way for many people that would have came down his family line. A lot of people don't think about that when people lose their lives, right? Especially at a young age, you have the capacity to have children or what, a whole life, a whole story. But that was cut off. In the case of Carmelo Anthony, so I want to make it very clear too. You see that many people are saying, oh, it's a fingernail file. They get into these debates. Here at Watching the World, I try to give you guys solid information. I brought on an amazing individual, Ratchet TV. He always drops solid information. There's a strong following. There's a reason why people take his word as gold. While I was in Dallas, I saw a lot of people, they really follow Ratchet, and One individual just told me the other day, I want to wait until I hear from Ratchet because there were some things floating down in that area. She says, I want to wait when Ratchet says it. I know it's solid versus other individuals that are just out here just telling you a story just to make you feel good. Well, that's not why we're here. I could care less to come on and tell the people that follow watching the world a bullshit story. Like, what's the purpose, right? And I try to tell you guys these ideas. Now, we get new people. Whenever we have a new case, we get new people coming in from the algorithm. They don't know me from the man on the moon, right? So they come in and they say, oh no, we saw that guy that went viral, or this guy here, or this girl. Karmelo was in the tent previous to Austin and Hunter. Not true. In court, it's very clear. But they will argue me down. Oh no, it has to be true. Nancy Grace said there was 3 Hispanics on the jury. In court, there's only one Hispanic, right? Fox News says the blade was 5 inches. No, the blade was 3.5 inches. Does it make a difference? Probably not, because the guy died. But as far as putting out the right information, it makes all the difference, right? Because you want to be able to quote someone. Some of the moderators, some of the people that have been following this channel for a long time, they send me emails and they hear all this weird stuff on other channels, and they'll email me at night and say, hey, Mel, is this true about that? Or some of them will text me and I'll say, no, that's not true. And this is why. And sometimes I provide the information. Someone sent me an email the other day that had 20 questions on it. And I answered all 20 of her questions. For maybe she's writing a book. Doesn't matter. She follows the channel. So I want to make sure I gave her the accurate information for what we saw and heard inside the court. We also have criminal defense attorney Calvin Johnson. He comes on. He provides information. We also have Candace Kelly. You probably see her on Roland Martin. She comes on Wednesday night. She's a law professor and she's black and she's so amazing. And she's a part of this Watching the World. So you'll see her on Wednesday night. On Thursday night, we have Mama Flips. Many of you guys know who she is as well. She comes through and she's pretty rough around the edges with her information, but she tells you like it is. And there's a big need for that too. At any rate, we're going to see you guys back tonight. We're going to have a friendly debate. Anyone can come up that's a member of the channel for our panel segment. We're also going to have Ratchet TV gang here, Ratchet Gang TV. So we're going to make it all work. Then we're going to open it up at the end. It's going to be a long night, so I'm here for it. I'm going to allow you guys to come up at the end and ask your questions, or if you want to work through something you're having a hard time figuring out, or something that you heard, or whatever it is. But hopefully everything will be totally respectful. This is not a black channel. This is not a religious channel for Christians. This is a channel for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, because we welcome everyone. That day, we saw, according to what I saw in court, Austin Metcalf, he bled red blood. When I saw Karmelo get inside the police vehicle, he was bleeding red blood, folks. And that's the part that we're not getting. We all bleed the same, although we have this agenda. And will we ever come to peace? Probably not. In fact, even within our own respective races, we can't even get along. So if that helps you to come to the realization that we may not ever find peace, but at least at a personal level, we could try to seek peace, right? But not only that, I think now going forward, I'm going to tell my nephews, my nieces, everybody, don't take this into the airport. Don't bring it to school. Police pull you over, put your hands on the steering wheel. Don't start yapping off. Play by the rules, because you might preserve your life. This is not an even system. A lot of people want to argue about whether or not Karmelo was self-defense. I think I've broken all of this down over the week. And I think everybody can understand that when these kids came in and they mentioned a football move and they said that he was about to be picked up, I think all of us should stop and say, now, whether you agree about the knife and all that, I'm not talking about that. Let's take the knife off the table. But the question is, what do you do when you're at a track meet and maybe like some of the people that come in the chat to just troll? Maybe you troll or you're getting trolled, but you're doing it in real life. Sometimes when you troll in real life, it could cost you your behind. Okay? I wanted to say the other word, but I'm in a good mood today. So, just because you need to tell your boys this, right? Tell your boys how they could easily get a female pregnant. We're not doing that. You know, you're not telling your kids like the key ingredients. Everybody's on their phone scrolling. They don't take the time to tell their kids, listen, if you take this, my grandfather used to tell me, listen, if you do this, he'd be like, the white man's going to lock your ass up. My grandfather told me that when I was a kid. So I grew up knowing. And he said, my grandfather also told me, he says, when you're white, you're right. My grandfather died when I was 8. He says, son, when you're white, you're right. When you're black, you get back. That's what he told me, right? And he died when I was young. But certain things I began to understand, listen, this is not going to be an equal opportunity situation. And I think that's why in this life I've acquired so much. But I'm not going to get into that, right? Apart from all this talking online, right? Right. That's why I went far. So here's the point. You need to talk to the boys and say, listen, when things happen, right? I had a neighbor tell me one time, and he started with me. You know, sometimes we all get a little rowdy or whatever, but he was out of pocket, right? And he told me he was actually drunk. And I was like, listen, man, you got to chill out. I'm parking here only for a minute. This is whatever. This is a free road, right? It was a free road. And he told me, he was like, well, if I call the police and they come, they're going to believe me over you. And I tell you what, he told me the truth. And I knew it deep down inside. Another neighbor came out. He was actually from Africa. And the neighbor told him, go back to where you came from. He had never been told that before. See, I'm used to that. I'm from the South. I know what it is, right? But he from Africa. So the look on he was telling me, all right, keep it cool. You know, keep your cool. You're a nice guy, right? But sometimes I can get a little rowdy if somebody's coming for me. I don't care if you're black, blue, purple, it don't matter. I'm gonna stand my ground and I'm gonna try to be cool about it, right? Don't let the suit fool you. Anyway, he was telling me, cool it, you know, don't worry about him. But then the neighbor said, you go back to where you came from. Now he's ticked off, and I got to tell him, hey man, chill out. I have to tell him what he just told me. We're living in a real world. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. And if you don't take the time to teach the next generation how to behave themselves, because you're not going to be able to change the system. We see it on many different levels. But you can try to educate the next generation. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes we leave the next generation and we let the streets raise them, or they're learning from what they see on the internet and stuff like that. I'm just saying, take the time to educate your kid because you might preserve your life. I see in the case with Austin, I listened to his father, and his father say that kid, his parents didn't raise them properly, right? You see that, right? So I note that, but then I start thinking about his side, and I say, well, wait a minute. You also have to tell your kid you can't put your hand on other folks' kids. And that's not about this situation. This is about intelligence. And also, you got to be able to teach your kids you can't be online taking photos with guns just to be a thug, because one day when you get in some sort of trouble, they're going to pull that up and they're going to hold it against you. They're going to say, look at him. He had guns in his hands. He was a devil way before he committed a crime. Or what about the other side when these, on the whiter side, where the boys are out there and they're calling black folks the N-word and they're calling people monkeys online. And then when you need to take the stand, you can't, because the other side is going to say, listen, look what he does too. little pepper jack over here is online calling black folk the N-word. He's using the common vernacular, the modern vernacular. Oh, he's chimping out. I get that in the chat all the time. Oh, you guys are chimping out. You see how the ignorance abound more and more. These people are crazy. And I know it's tough not to listen to it, but this is the reality. And if you're having a hard time dealing with it, I know your kids are at school, but you don't think about that because you're trying to pay the bills. Gas prices are high. The economy sucks right now. And you don't even, your kid comes home, don't tell you that these kids are calling them a chimp. You know, if we hear it here in the chat or in life, well, I don't hear it in person. I never heard somebody say chimp and N-word in person. They do it online, right? It's easy to do it with your Twitter fingers, you know, calling all these names. But your kids might be experiencing it in school, and they might be going through this with a kid that's much bigger than them. Like, you have to have a action plan, right? See, we become so, we react to everything, right? We're not proactive. You don't have the conversation with your kid. One day, somebody say, hey, let me use a Derek, you're chimping out. And Derek goes off. Well, you never told Derek, listen, it's going to be a tough life. It's not an equal opportunity situation, probably will never be. Okay. And if you think so, then you already may be on the wrong track, right? So here's the bottom line. This is peace for everybody, but I'm not holding back. The reason why I created this space in my life so I can go out and travel and cover cases at the drop of a hat. I don't ask for money like most of these channels that just give me. I don't do that, right? I cover the case. I come back. I say, give me a like, give me a share, subscribe, right? Okay, so understand the full picture here. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. I know I went there, but it is what it is. I think the people that follow this channel know that I'm coming from a good place, but you need to understand how to move with intelligence. But more importantly, life is a fleeting moment for most of us who have been around for a while. Before you know it, you'll become plant food, pushing up daisies. But your kids are going to be here in this world, and if you didn't teach them properly, you don't want them to end up in the big house. You know, it's a sad situation. Or in the case of Austin, losing your life when you haven't even started to live yet. What's going on? Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that something is said today. Ratchet came through and he really gave me a new breath of fresh air because I've been sitting here telling you guys things and then I'll show you, oh, the video is fake. Okay, so all right, here, this is what they want. Oh, the video's fake. I can't show them the video. Oh, let me show them the police report. Oh, that's fake too. That's from the white man. Okay, so I can't show them the video. They won't accept the police report. What about the court transcripts? They look at the court transcripts and it doesn't say what they want to see. Oh, that's wrong too, because that's not what Billy said on side of the street out there. Well, who's Billy? Well, he's just a guy that just yeah. We don't know who Billy is. Oh, okay, so you want everybody to believe Billy, who you don't even know his background, versus all of these individuals that are testifying. And even though a lot of it is not adding up, but where does this end, right? We have to have some sort of base to understand, or else we won't even be able to come together at all. So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. I respect how you feel, but it was great to have Ratchet to come on and really help you guys, hopefully, to understand more, because we broke down the video. We showed you right from the beginning, you see the boys. And if you didn't see the video, I think you should go back and watch it. The boys walk in, the twins, at, according to, I don't even need my notes, at 9:54, Austin, Hunter, they walk into the tent. What people are saying out there is that Karmelo was already under the tent. That's a lie. That's not true. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm just saying that's misinformation. I can't tell you what somebody else saw, what their experience was. I'm just here to tell you what was in court. Okay? So, Karmelo is not under the tent. These boys walk in at 9:54. This is courtroom testimony. Okay? Now, at 9:56, I showed you, and also Ratchet TV showed you, Karmelo walks in, you see him sit in the tent. Go back and look at it. He sits behind Hunter because we're factoring in the courtroom testimony. In the video, you were able to see Hunter is sitting there. You see his head, right? At least this is according to the testimony of some 21 people. Karmelo was sitting behind him. In the video, when you listen to Hunter, whether you want to believe it or not, maybe that's subjective, but he says there was a voice from behind him, right? Saying all sorts of terrible things. That was his interpretation. He said he turned around. And now Eddie had already testified, and he said that Karmelo was saying, I guess the first thing he said that Karmelo kicked it off by saying, "You guys suck ass." Okay? Hunter says that. Then he says Austin grabs his backpack, right? So that's the movement. Okay? There's something going on there. The different guys tell you that Austin was trying to hit Karmelo with a football move and also pick him up, pulling him up. All of this is in court, right? Whether you want to accept it, both sides don't want to accept it. But even when they get the transcripts, they read it, they're going to say, well, the judge, I think he erased this and put something else in. It just gets to be out of control, right? And I'm not saying that there's no corruption in the world, but I'm talking about this particular case, and we're just having this discussion. But the bottom line is, I don't want to keep going on and on, but I hope that from what we showed you, and you can also go look at Nika at night. I'm going to show you guys at 8 p.m. tonight, where she's writing notes too. I showed you the other night. She clearly says that Karmelo arrived 2 minutes after Austin and Hunter. And that's the same thing I wrote in my notes. That's what the testimony was from the court. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you back at 8 p.m. for our open discussion where you guys can come up, and also you can engage in a debate if you feel like you're ready for that type of activity. But I'm pretty sure you would enjoy tonight because we're going to have amazing people coming through. We're going to have a lot of people here from Ratchet Gang TV, right? My brother is going to be on here, and you can see he's really on top of his game because of the information that he provided. I had more of the videos. He had more of the police reports, right? You see how that works hand in hand? Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. We'll see you back at 8 p.m. And I want to thank you guys for all the support you've been given. And I can't wait to see you back in a few hours.
Different voices, but the same song. Living a world where we all belong. Kindness leading the way, breaking the chains. In the symphony of love, the thing remains. Embracing diversity, brighter days inside. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. Colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might. Watching the world sharing love and light. Hearts beating as one in our peaceful flight. The colors of harmony, painting the night. United we stand in love's pure might.